Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Maroon Devil Coaches Show as we get to talk some Maroon Devil football with our head coach, Sherman Holt, and fans. It is the new time of the year. I mean, it's playoff time, and I don't know about you, but it kind of gets you in that mood. Your heart starts racing a little better. You just get that adrenaline going, and it's just a fun time of the year. It's a whole new season, and boy, I tell you what, it's just you can't sit still with playoff time coming. But Coach, before we get talking about the playoffs, a game that I think really springboards our football team into the playoffs, where we had a great second half last week up the road in Big Cove, was just a great ball game against Cherokee last Friday.
Yeah, our kids, they played real hard. We kind of, had some things happen to us early in the game that kind of put us behind the 8 ball, and, we went in at halftime, and I said, there's either one or two things you can do. You can either come out and fight and dig and scratch and claw and win this ball game, or we can just go ahead and pack it up and go to the house. And our kids, they come out in the second half, played real hard, just tremendous effort, and just the will to win. That ball game was just tremendous to watch our kids do that Friday night.
Yeah, we had an outstanding game. Talk about the play of Josiah Glaspie. He just really had a huge ball game. I think his first game over 100 yards rushing, and also had some good plays on defense. And I know it wasn't just about him, but he really stepped up and had a big game. Yeah,
Joe, he's a real good kid. He's very coachable. He does anything we ask him to do, and he finally got to where we got him in a rhythm on offense, carrying the football, and he's a north and south runner, and he's very explosive. He was able to get out in the open a little bit and run away from them. And Joe, he's just a great kid, and our offensive line blocked very well Friday. It's not just those skilled kids. The O-line, they done a real good job blocking, getting some holes and some running lanes open. But, Joe, he just had a real good game. It was just his night. He was on, and, we try to stick with the hot hand normally, and Friday night was his night. So.
No doubt. When you talk about some of those big guys up front, you got to talk about N.C. Ufert. He played great on both sides of the line, but he really stood out on the defensive side, Coach. Talk about his effort, and he just brought that all night long.
Yeah, N.C., he's done a real good job for us the last 2 or 3 weeks. We started playing him on defense against Hayesville a little bit, and, we kind of knew going into the season we wanted to get some guys in shape to go both ways. Early on, it's hard to do that. Later on, you get them in game shape. NC, he's played sparingly defensively for us some, but last 3 weeks I don't think he's come off the field. And he's played real good defensively. He just has a knack for the football.
He does.
And you sit there and you watch film, and he just plays with tremendous effort, and he's very physical. He uses his hands good defensively, and, he made a bunch of plays Friday night, in the backfield. It's hard for running backs, quarterbacks to get in a rhythm when you have a guy that's 6'2", 235 pounds in your backfield. So, NC done a real good job Friday of disrupting some of their stuff that they like to do offensively.
Yeah. Another guy who really had a huge game, Blake Swain, he's another guy that brings a lot of intensity. He plays physical. He's not afraid to stick his nose in that A-gap, so to speak. Talk about his play, because he was in on so many tackles Friday, and especially that second half, which really kind of turned the game into our favor in that second half.
Yeah, Blake, he's our leader on defense. He calls all our defensive calls and makes sure we're lined up correctly up front, and that the secondary knows what they got coverage-wise. And so Blake does a real good job for us that area. But it was probably his best game of the year as far as defensively. He was able to not get blocked, and that's what we tell our linebackers. At the linebacker level, you have to be really good at do not get blocked, and if somebody comes at you, you can't stay blocked long. And Blake does a real good job of that. And, I've told people all year, Blake Swain's probably had the quietest, loudest year of any linebacker I've ever coached. He's never, going to make the – spectacular, oh wow plays, but he makes a lot of gritty, like you said, A and B gap plays that people don't see. They don't stand out on the highlight reel, but you go back and you watch film and, you see him just make plays after play after play inside those tackles. And he's been a real good, solid football player for us this year defensively in the middle.
Yeah. Coach, it was just in one of those games. Got to give credit to Cherokee. They played a great game. I tell you, Zoe, their quarterback, is so athletic and so hard to stop. Calhoun played a great ball game. So, and both sides of the field were into the ball game. Our Maroon Devil crowd really got psyched up and pumped up late in that game. So it was just one of those games where both teams played their tails off.
Yeah, I told our kids going in, starting on Monday that week, that Cherokee's going to be a tough physical football team. They're going to play really, really hard just because of the rivalry, And I told our kids, I don't care what anybody says. When you've got a team that's about 9-10 miles down the road, we want to win. Yeah. We share some of those kids in Swain County. They can go to Cherokee or they can come to Swain. And I told them, we want to have the bragging rights. We want to have all the stuff we can have against our, in-county rival. And, we kind of termed it as the Swain County Championship. And, our kids, they stepped up. They didn't want to lose that ball game. And so we had a lot of kids that rose to the occasion and just tremendous effort and just not necessarily, that Cherokee did anything wrong. Our kids just played extremely hard. Their kids played extremely hard. Yeah. We just made more plays than they did in the end. Yeah. And so it was good for our kids. Very excited for them.
When we talk about Maroon Devil football, Coach, last week we talked about some of the individual efforts, with Blake and with Glassby and some of these kids who really played well, NCHSAA who really stepped up. Talk about some great plays. We had some plays on offense that I'm not sure we've seen this year. We pulled out some plays from the old trickeration playbook, so to speak, that I'm not sure a Cherokee was ready for because they turned out to be really big plays on offense.
Yeah, hats off to Coach Cook. He done a real good job setting up some of those plays that we ran. And, our kids during practice, we've ran some of those plays all year long, and we just hadn't ran them in a game. And, they like to have a little fun. Yeah. And, we had Josh Collins playing quarterback some. He threw a touchdown pass, completed a couple passes for 2-point conversions. Just the I wouldn't necessarily say trickery, but just the aspect of having to fend everything in our arsenal kind of helped us Friday. And, we were able to run toss sweep a lot with Joe that we'd already talked about. And, we knew they were going to be real aggressive. They're kind of an attack defense. Backside corner always likes to come up. And so when we run toss sweep reverse pass, that's just something that we set up good. Coach Cook, I told him one time, he said, I don't know if they'll fall for it again. I said, well, run toss sweep 3 or 4 more times and they'll fall for it again. And luckily they did. That's what won us the ball game. But we just done a real good job executing on offense Friday. We only punted one time. It was the first drive of the game. And, they were kind of a little upset with me for punting. Some of our kids was like, we can get it, but it's 4th and 1. We're on the 29-yard line. We get a short field. That was my call, and I kind of, that's not a good spot to fake one, in my opinion. But anyways, our kids done a real good job executing on offense. We took care of the football real well, and just executed when your number's being called on all those plays that we ran. We done a little wildcat with Josh Collins, and Josh is just a really good football player for us. And I think Josh might be the only person in the SMC that has ran for a touchdown, caught a touchdown, and threw a touchdown. So, he's a triple threat type of guy. So, but offense played well, executed. I think we scored 7 times, so that's pretty good. Yeah,
he's the Christian McCaffrey, if you will, of the Smoky Mountain Conference. And Coach, that versatility really lends itself when you get into the playoffs, because those guys they don't know us like some of the teams around here do they?
Yeah, you probably turn on our film from last week, and I would say that people that watch it are like, we got to defend a lot of stuff, a lot of formations, a lot of motions.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, we very simple. We just try to set some things up, that we do, and it worked Friday night.
No doubt. Coach, coming into this game, we're playing Winston Salem Prep. Some people know some about these schools, some people don't. But I think one of the big aspects that you really have to talk about is that entire conference. They call it the 1A, 2A West A Conference, I believe, down there. But it's 1A, 2A schools. But most of the schools in this conference are preparatory. They're able to recruit, so to speak. They can draw players from anywhere they want to. They could bring a player from Swain County down there if they were so inclined. So that really changes the whole aspect of the teams we're playing, because obviously our Maroon Devils are not a prep school. So that really throws a different wrinkle into this playoff scheme, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things that you, as a public school, you want to represent other public schools very well when you play a prep school. And, they I don't want to say that they bend the rules or break the rules, but they can draw from a larger population than public schools can. There's no district lines, but I just know our kids are excited about the opportunity to play Winston-Salem Prep and showcase our brand of football, our style, mountain football.
Yeah, and that I think that really brings the fans out. I think our fans for years, going back into the 60s and 70s even, have always taken a lot of pride in knowing that, hey, we play mountain football. We take pride in being tough and being physical. We may not be the fastest, we may not be the most athletic, but when kickoff time comes, we're going to hit you. And our fans and our players, it's almost like we used to call it the mountain guys against the flatland. So I think we take a lot of pride in that.
Yeah, it's one of those things that our kids understand the tradition of mountain football and the aspect that it brings, especially in the 1A playoffs. You think about over the last several decades of 1A football, how many state champions have come out of the SMC or even Western North Carolina, and some other conferences. But, our league is very decorated in making playoff runs. And, we told our kids Monday that it's a new season, everybody's 0-0.
Yep.
And this is kind of the time we live for in the SMC, and especially here at Swain County. We can have the opportunity to play 6 more games. And, that's crazy to think of, playing 6 more, but, that's going to be a good road and journey if we can kind of stick it out and just keep, getting better and winning, and we have the opportunity to do that Friday night.
No doubt. And it's kind of like the team that gets hot at the right point in the season can really go a long way. And, Coach, looking at Winston-Salem Prep, looking at some of their film, for our fans on Friday night, just remember the first 7 numbers, literally, players that wear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. They are the big playmakers on this football team, especially number 3 and number 5. Their number 3, Arion, is their leading kickoff return man. He's their leading receiver. He's a big 6'3", 220-pound kid that is so athletic. Their quarterback, of course, Jace, he's a small kid, 126 pounds according to the roster, but he throws the ball well. He runs the ball well. And, Coach, this is a team blessed with speed and athleticism, and you can tell us more from seeing them on film as compared to just a roster.
Yeah, you watch them on film, and you try to preach to our kids about limiting big plays.
Right.
Because you watch them on film, and they get big play after big play after big play, and, we're going to have to do a really good job defensively of tackling, rallying to the football, turning them back into the teeth of our defense, using the sideline as a 12th defender. And then offensively, it's going to be execution, ball control, and finishing drives with touchdowns. Because if we can just sustain drives, keep the ball, kind of play keep away a little bit, I think that is to our advantage as to Winston-Salem Preps. But, just got to be very disciplined this week. Special teams, they can hurt us there if we're not careful, and so just making sure you play with discipline, play with the right angles, going to tackles and stuff. So it's going to be a good challenge for our kids, and we've probably not seen a team like this athletically this year. We might have seen one or two players, but it's going to be a good challenge for our kids.
Coach, talking about that, obviously when they have that much speed and that much talent that Winston-Salem Prep does, they're probably at some point of the game going to break a big play and score a big touchdown, whether special teams or just with their speed, if they do turn that corner and get outside. What's the mentality of the team after a big play like that to come back and kind of refocus, if you will, and keep playing hard?
Well, we always tell our kids, there's going to be things that happen that are not going to go in our favor in a game. It's happened every Friday. How are we going to respond? Don't hang our heads. It's the next play mentality. Pick our teammates up. And, the biggest thing I can, for me, just looking at it, for our kids, the biggest motivation is our fans. They live and kind of feed off our fans' excitement, the crowd noise. I want it to be loud Friday night. I know our kids, they enjoy playing at home, and that was something, I think that's what kind of gritted us to that win last week, was the opportunity to play a home playoff game, because it's special. And, I know our kids, they deserve, our community to come out, support them. They've played hard. They've worked hard. They had to go earn a home playoff game last week, and they did that. And I'm just looking forward to it being packed at Memorial Stadium, Boys Dietz Field, being loud, hostile environment, because, they got to travel about 3 hours and 20 minutes. And so that's a long bus ride. And when they get here, I want it to be full and loud and, be hostile for them to play in, and just our kids can feed off of that.
Oh, no doubt. Fans, that's the way it is. Coach said it better than we can is, hey, we want our crowd to be here. Loud, proud. It's mountain-style football. It's playoff time. Let's get ready for these guys, the Phoenix from Winston-Salem Prep. They're coming to Swain County, and let's make it hostile for them. And stay with us right here on the Maroon Devils Network.
Hello, viewers. My name is Audrey Zelinka, and I'm one of your student correspondents with the Maroon Devils Network. This channel was created in 2014, and since then we've had over 430,000 views, but more than 75% of those have been non-subscribers. Right now our channel has a little over 2,400 subscribers, but we want to reach a goal of 5,000. To help us do this, you can like, subscribe, and share our videos. Thank you for watching the Maroon Devils Network.
Live from Swain County Memorial Stadium in Boys Dietz Field, as you're looking at the beautiful Great Smoky Mountains here just outside Swain County High School, and that's a perfect way to open up the broadcast. Gary Ayers along with Coach Rod White, and when we look at those mountains, Coach, that's what this football game to a lot of us is all about. It's about mountain football.
It is, and that view right there, over 30 years, or 30-plus years now, being able to look at that at this time of night, and it's kind of looking southeast of here, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful that way.
It really is, and, we've always talked about this over the years when we play some of these guys from down in the Piedmont, or even more so down on the eastern seaboard of North Carolina, that it's kind of the mountain guys against the flatlanders. We take a lot of pride, and I know you're kind of famous for that we're mountain speech, and that really is a big part of the way our Maroon Devils play football.
It is, Gary, and that's what I always wanted our young men to know and appreciate, the fact that football's football, but we always like to think, and we tried to instill in our players, that we're going to do it a little different. We're going to line up a little different. We're going to approach the game a little different. And, whether or not you really did, from place to place, I don't know. I really don't know. But I wanted our players to believe that deep down inside that, we're approaching this thing a little different, and we're going to take our opponents on a little different. And I could tell you story after story of coaches that have come in here from down in the flatlands, we'll call it,
Yeah.
and rolled into this place and just stood in awe and looked at it, and they were amazed that the way this place rests here in the mountains and what it all looks like from up here, especially when these lights come on and that sun starts setting like that we saw there.
Oh, it's a special time. Right now we're going to talk about a couple of other sports before we get into some of the statistics and some of the fine-tuning, if you will, of tonight's broadcast. And we're talking about All-Smoky Mountain Conference volleyball. There's Gracie Sutton. She's one of our All-Smoky Mountain Conference selections for volleyball. Number 5, Gracie had a great, great season, only a sophomore, and that bodes well for the volleyball team coming up. And I believe we had one other All-Smoky Mountain Conference volleyball selection. There's Kirsten Smith, a senior setter, wears number 3, and they were really fun to watch this year with our Swain girls volleyball team. Also winding up the season is our soccer team. What a great year our soccer team had. There's Matthew Gray, one of our senior all-conference players, the co-player of the year in soccer, coach. And when you're co-player of the year, that's some pretty good company.
Yeah, you don't just arrive there. Yeah, that takes some work.
It really does. And here we go with the All-Smoky Mountain Conference soccer selection. We're talking about Cameron Phillips, our senior goalie. Wears number 00. He had a great season as well for Coach Klein and these soccer guys. And they are not the only guys who were honored. Here's an All-Smoky Mountain Conference. Owen Craig, a junior, wears number 20. Had a great season for the soccer team as well. Congratulations to Owen Craig. And also Landon Matz, a senior, All-Smoky Mountain Conference, wears number 12. And these guys had a great season. I know it ended earlier this week against Blue Ridge, I believe it was. But what a great year for the soccer team, and we congratulate all these guys. And here's some honorable mention soccer players. Not only did we have all-conference, but Cannon Heltman, Clayton Schuler, and Spencer Rowland, all Smoky Mountain Conference honorable mention. And it's good to see these kids get some of that postseason recognition.
Always. Anytime you got young people competing in various athletic activities, the more of them you get involved, the less you have to worry about them.
Hey, no doubt about it. Now, talking about the playoff game, of course, Winston Salem Prep is going to be our first-round opponent. They just pulled in literally about 5 or 6 minutes ago with the bus over there behind the visitors' locker room. So, folks, they are here. We were kind of worried, of course, the traffic, if you're coming up 40 or I-26 over there, Coach, as you know, you've been over there some too. It's the traffic, especially on a Friday afternoon, and especially between basically 3 and 6:30, it can be a nightmare.
Years ago, I always we would leave early and slow the bus down if we had to get to our destination about the time we wanted to arrive. And Colin Jenkins always drove our bus. Bless his soul. He's gone now. But Colin understood that. He understood my thinking about it. And it was a worry. You were always worried about that traffic. Anytime you had to go east of Asheville, either on 26 or south of Asheville or to head any further east, you better leave in at least 30 to 45 minutes ahead of time, because once you hit Malfunction Junction out there, there was no telling how long it was going to take you to get in and around Hickory and Winston-Salem, places like that. It was awful.
It really was. And now, just in case you're coming west on I-40, especially during that drive time, they're working on a couple of bridges down there around the Fines Creek area, what we call down through the gorge if you go into Tennessee on I-40 over to Knoxville. And that really has slowed traffic all the way back up the road for quite a bit. But talking about the playoffs, Smoky Mountain Conference, we've been beating each other up all season for this, as we see our 6 members, of course: Andrews, Cherokee, the Murphy Bulldogs, the Robbinsville Black Knights, and the Hayesville Yellow Jackets, along with our Maroon Devils, our 6-team conference. And this conference sometimes does, Coach. Andrews got through this year undefeated, but that is a rare thing.
It's very rare in the Smoky Mountain Conference. You people to hear me talk about the Smoky Mountain Conference week in, week out. There is no tougher conference in the state. Now, I don't, there may be some better single teams out there in conferences, but getting through the Smoky Mountain Conference, as people well know, statewide, it's not a surprise to any coaches anywhere in the state. If they run up against the Smoky Mountain Conference team, you're going to have your hands full.
And no doubt about it, here's the slate of games tonight, in case you haven't heard already. Cherryville playing at Robbinsville. It's going to be Allegheny playing at Hayesville tonight. Albemarle is playing at Murphy. And by the way, our thoughts and prayers going out to Murphy head coach Joseph Watson. He lost his mother this week.
Yes.
And I actually knew her and his dad Wayne. They're really good people over there. A lot of people knew them from Appalachian Land Company. And our thoughts and prayers going out to head coach Watson over there at Murphy High School, losing his mom. And it's been a tough week over there.
Yeah.
Cherokee at Starmount tonight. And, of course, Highland Tech is going to be at Andrews. So the good thing is, Coach, all the Smoky Mountain Conference teams, with the exception of Cherokee, get a first-round home game.
First-round home game, and that's because of the power rankings of this conference that's recognized by the state and the folks that organize these rankings, and they go by power rankings, and there it is. That shows you that we all end up with home games.
We really do. Talking about the 1A rankings right now, this week Andrews is actually ranked number 1 in the state. Eastern Randolph ranked number 2. Eastern Randolph got a first-round bye because, from what I understand, one of the teams decided not to participate in the playoffs. Mount Airy is number 3. Murphy is number 4, and we played Murphy a tough ball game. Tarboro number 5, and we all know about Tarboro.
Yes, sir.
Robbinsville 6. Thomasville 7. Now, if we're fortunate to win tonight and Thomasville wins, that's who we'll play next Friday. Drawn down in Valdez, North Carolina, number 8. Mitchell number 9, and Starmount number 10. Then we got our Maroon Devils number 13, Hayesville 15, Cherokee number 20, and our opponents tonight, Winston Salem Prep. They're down at number 34 in the Max Preps rankings. And, Coach, as you mentioned, these rankings really figure into the seeding process.
It does. It goes by a number of variables, which I am not privy to all of them and don't really know that I would understand all of them. But it boils down to the mere fact of the tougher conferences, and they understand and they know from the people you play and how tough this conference is.
And our Maroon Devils played the toughest conference in the Smoky Mountain Conference this year. We basically went through that Mountain 7 conference, they call it. We played North Buckham. We played Franklin. We played Smoky Mountain. We played Pisgah. I mean, we almost was a member of their conference this year.
Oh, yeah. It felt like it there for a period of time for the non-conference games. It really did.
So, fans, stay tuned. We've got a lot more football coming up as we're going to be talking about 40 years of playoff football here at Swain County Memorial Stadium. We'll come back and talk about that after this timeout here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back. As you can see, the big Maroon Devil in the middle of the field here at Swain County Memorial Stadium in Boyce Dietz Field. And by the way, good luck to Coach Dietz. He's doing some politicking right now. He and Gail Woody and Brian McMahon, I know all three of those folks really well. And Coach Dietz, of course, running for re-election as Jackson County Commissioner. And, hey, we wish him well. we hope his health is good too.
Yeah, I tried to talk him out of it way back then, and he didn't listen to me. He never did listen to me. So there, he's in politics, and he gets what he deserves. Yeah.
All right, talking about 40 years of playoff football here at Swain County Memorial Stadium, and of course, Coach Dietz-Field. But what a winning streak, 20 straight, dating back to a 14-7 loss to South Stanley in the second round of the 2005 playoffs. Currently, we are 38-2 in first-round games, with the last loss being down at Cherryville in 2006. Cherryville is in the playoffs tonight, and both of those first-round losses were on the road. So we have never lost a first-round home game, and we were kind of picking on Coach Holt earlier this week, Toby Burrell and Joe Holt and me, when we were recording the coaches show, that, hey, Coach, we've never lost a first-round game at home.
Oh, he reminded the players of that this week. I was there. He absolutely he read it off of his phone. He told them, he said, "Now here's what's come before you. Now where do you want to stand in this thing?" So,
and that's a motivator. Yeah. And again, since Swain County Memorial Stadium and Boys Dietz-Field opened back in 1980, our Maroon Devils are 59-4 in home playoff games. Adding in the O field up on Schoolhouse Hill, we used to call it, we're 61-5. all time at home in the playoffs. And, Coach, that's incredible.
It is. It's really incredible, and being a part of that over the years, it was exceptional. It really was exceptional being here and playing. And we played some tough folks in here, folks we weren't supposed to beat. And we just, I don't know if it was the atmosphere or the intimidation factor, but, we were able to beat folks in here that we, on a neutral field, I don't know how we would have fared.
Oh, no doubt. I think some of it was when you and the coaching staff came out with those shorts and short sleeve shirts, and it was about 30 degrees out here.
And blowing snow. Oh, man. How crazy were we back then? We were younger, Gary. We were younger and not near as smart as we are now, I don't think.
But I tell you, those really were the days. And talking about our conference, let's talk about the Smoky Mountain Conference. And when you hit on this, Coach, Smoky Mountain Conference schools have won 37. That's right, 37 state championships. We've had 11 runner-ups, making that 48 state championship appearances. And perhaps the most impressive stat, though, is that for 22 straight years, from 1976 to 1997, a conference school played for a state title, winning 16 out of 22. And last season broke a running 11 straight year streak of appearances. Of course, what they did, the NCHSAA merged back to 4 classifications instead of 8, which kind of broke that streak.
Right.
But and of course, a big year was in 2011 and 2012. Swain and Murphy both played for state titles, both winning in 2011.
That's right. And there's that whole thing about what makes this conference tick, what makes it work. What makes it run the way it does.
And when we've talked about this, our current 6-team conference that we mentioned just a moment ago, we have a combined record in the playoffs, 304 wins, only 162 losses since the playoffs began. That's a 65% winning percentage, and that just says to me worlds about how tough this conference is.
It really is, and I can't say enough about it, and folks know that. I mean, it's not a big surprise unless you've not been around here. You're new to this area, new to this conference, and new to the football in this conference. Then there's you something to chew on as far as stats go.
Oh, no doubt about it. Fans, stay tuned. We're going to come back and we're going to zero in on this game with these. The Phoenix from Winston Salem Prep. They're on the field warming up. They're wearing black pants, white jerseys, dark red helmets with a dark red number, and we can already see the athleticism on the field. We'll come back and talk about these guys, our first round opponents, when we come back here on the Maroon Devils Network.
Hello, viewers. My name is Audrey Zelinka, and I'm one of your student correspondents with the Maroon Devils Network. This channel was created in 2014, and since then we've had over 430,000 views, but more than 75% of those have been non-subscribers. Right now our channel has a little over 2,400 subscribers, but we want to reach a goal of 5,000. To help us do this, you can like, subscribe, and share our videos. Thank you for watching the Maroon Devils Network.
Fans, welcome back. I want to give a big shout out to Michael Watson and Smoky Mountain Power Wash, our sponsor for tonight's game. We have a slide for them, and they are just doing a good job. And obviously, Michael's down there coaching tonight. Right now, he's worried about this football game, coach, as you know, and because he's a former Maroon Devil. He played football up at Western Carolina, and we're so happy that he stepped up and put in a chunk of money to get this done tonight.
Yeah, during the playoffs, you got to pay.
Yeah.
And you got to pay to broadcast live. And Michael kicked in for the majority of it and got us on air live tonight.
And we appreciate Michael Watson. And
it's been a while since we've been live.
It really has. All these schools don't want us to go live anymore. Couple of breaks we want to talk about before we get back into football. The cross-country state championships are coming up tomorrow down at the Ivy Redmond Sports Complex in Kernersville, North Carolina. The 1A men will start running at 2 o'clock. And by the way, Cherokee is one of the favorites in this race. Now the 1A women will run at 3:20 tomorrow. And, of course, our defending state champion, Lady Devils, will once again be among the favorites. And you can follow all the action on the Maroon Devils social media sites or ncmilesplit.com. Again, that's ncmilesplit.com. Also, coming up next Saturday, 1 week from tomorrow, Swain County Athletic Hall of Fame Legends Golf Tournament is next Saturday. That's going to be on November 12th. Contact Chuck McMahon or Jamie Fisher for more information, or if you're interested in contributing or playing. Those guys do a good job, and they know all about golf, and they'll make it happen for you. And talking about sports, we talked about soccer and volleyball, Coach. Well, winter sports got underway this past week with their first practices, so there's always a lot going on.
Oh, yeah, the window just opened for the winter sports, and with the basketball and wrestling and the ladies' sports, and they all just got underway.
And Gail's got her cowbell.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we're ready to go. And, let's talk about these guys that we're playing here tonight. We're talking about, again, Winston, Salem, Prep. They're coming in again. They were members of that 1A, 2A West Conference A, they call it. Some of the big dogs in that conference this year, the Community School of Davidson. They are a powerhouse, 6-0, 9-1 overall. Pine Lake Prep had a great season. They're a number 11 seed in the 2A division. And then Christ the King, they're in our 1A bracket. They are a number 5 seed. Mountain Island Charter is a number 15 seed. And Winston-Salem Prep finishing up the year 2-4 in the conference, 3-6 overall, a number 19 seed. Coach, coming in, they're averaging 16 points a game, giving up 15 points a game. And conference play a little different. They were putting up 29 points a game, but giving up 31 points a game. But we know they have talent.
They're very, very, very athletic. They've got some big players out there. They got some young men that can play this game. They really can. Their athleticism it's scary. I mean, they can run, they can jump, throw, carry the football, and they're blazing fast.
They really are. They lost to Carver, by the way, last week in a tough one, 36-28, just last Friday. And their quarterback, number 5, Jace Covington, this is how good he is. He hit 16 of 23 passes for 4 touchdowns and threw for 335 yards. And this is maybe even more amazing. His favorite target was number 3, Arion Matthews. He's a 6'3", 220-pound wide receiver. He caught 10 passes for 245 yards, 2 touchdowns. One of those a 60-yard play. Coach, he was averaging almost 25 yards per catch in that game last week.
That quarterback is a gunslinger.
Is he?
He really is. And after watching him a little bit, when I say gunslinger, he literally can plant his feet any way he wants to and turn that ball loose. It's all arm, and he throws it on the money. He can throw a rope, and
There's number
it's
3
dead
right
on.
there.
Yeah, he's a big young man, and he's strong, very, very, very athletic.
And you can see these guys, if you're watching on the screen, warm up. And we were kind of joking with Coach Holt earlier this week that, hey, if you're a fan, you just got to remember the top 7 numbers, literally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These 7 players are your playmakers and the difference makers on this team.
They really are. Their linemen are big kids,
Yeah.
and they move around real well. But they don't depend on their linemen like they do these specialty people. Like you said, 1 through 7. Just watch those numbers, and they'll show up on both sides of the ball. They play very intricate parts of their offense, defense, and their kicking game.
And you can see right there a couple of these guys. Number 7, Camden Burrell, one of their leading runners, 282 yards running on the year. There's number 8, Jermaine Myers. You can see on your screen there a couple of their big guys, and they really are. One is a true freshman, and we're talking about Draquan Wilson.'ll see him, number 53. He is 6'2", 295, only a freshman. Their other big lineman is number 55, Will Ingram. He's a junior, 6'2", 300 pounds. So they have some beef.
Oh yeah, there's nothing wrong with them. Let's put it that way. They've got everything they need. That's why they're here and not at home. So it's going to be a battle up front, and containing athletes is a struggle. Coach Holt worked on that this week about their tackling procedures, everything, because it changes a little bit. You go from power runners to these guys who can make you miss, and they love the wide side of the field and getting you one-on-one out there in that grass, either running the football or throwing it, and beating you that way.
And, Coach, hey, that brings up a good question. How important is it, and being such a great defensive coach all these years, how important is it for our corners and our outside linebackers to be aware of that sideline?
It is, and Coach Holt worked on that this week, understanding how to approach it. You don't have to go knock him out of his shoes.
Right.
You got to get him. You got to get there first, and then make sure he doesn't leave you standing there with nothing but your socks on when he gets done moving on you, because they're very capable. That's exactly what they depend on, and it's not one of these things where they're going to try to just necessarily run over the top of you. They have that capability, but they want to make you miss. They want to make you look bad and get out there and juke around and leave you standing.
And, I heard an opposing coach talking about this, about that outstanding wide receiver they have at Tennessee. And that's the biggest game of the week in college football, Tennessee and Georgia, coming up tomorrow. But they were talking about his speed, and they said, look, you got 2 choices when you're playing against him, especially if you're playing man-to-man. Mm-hmm. Somebody like that, you either have to force him to the sideline and use that sideline as a 12th man, or you have to force him back inside and hope the cavalry arrives.
And that's exactly what Coach Holt has been emphasizing with his players. The first one there, just wrap him up. Just get him and wrap him up, and then rally to the football. Get bodies there. That's where your turnovers take place. The first one does not have to, like I said, knock him out of his shoes. You've just got to get there and make contact and not let him break away until help arrives, because they can make you look bad if you take shots.
Oh, no doubt about it. Fans, we have more football coming up. Stay with us here on the pregame show on the Maroon Devils Network. And again, a big thank you to Michael Watson and Smoky Mountain Power Wash, bringing you the live broadcast here on the Maroon Devils Network. We'll be right back.
Hello, viewers. My name is Audrey Zelinka, and I'm one of your student correspondents with the Maroon Devils Network. This channel was created in 2014, and since then we've had over 430,000 views, but more than 75% of those have been non-subscribers. Right now our channel has a little over 2,400 subscribers, but we want to reach a goal of 5,000. To help us do this, you can like, subscribe, and share our videos. Thank you for watching the Maroon Devils Network.
Fans, welcome back. Linemen, because QBs need heroes too. Coach, I like that sign right there.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure them linemen appreciate that too. They're the unsung heroes.
They really are. Talking about some of our heroes, we had a great win over Cherokee last week. It was not an easy win. Both teams, hats off to Cherokee. They played their tails off just like we did. We just had the ball and scored last and came away with a real impressive win, I think, especially kind of springboarding into this first-round playoff game.
Yeah, it was a comeback win. That's that's a feather in your cap. When you do that in the Smoky Mountain Conference, when you come from behind and take a ball game over late like we did and dominate it then the way we did, and the coaches pulling all the stops out. I mean, we threw everything at them we had, and the players responded. And Cherokee tried to respond, and we were able to stop their response. And man, that was a great win.
It really was. Some of the guys who I think really had outstanding games. We were talking about Josiah Glaspie, for example, coming into this game with, I think, on a real high note. He had over 100 yards rushing, had that, a couple of huge touchdown runs. And the junior, number 13, has really improved. It seemed like all season long.
Yeah, Joe's a special kind of guy. I like to give him a hard time, but he's real quiet. He's real unassuming, and there's times I don't think he even realizes his capabilities. And so they're trying, the coaching staff and everybody's you got to realize what role you're playing here and just what an impact you can have on these games. And I think he's starting to feel it a little bit. I know earlier in the season I don't think he really felt that, but as the season's gone on, he sees what kind of impact he can have, not only with the kicking game, but offensively and now defensively too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's playing well defensively, and he's just now beginning to realize that. And it takes a while for a young man that's been put in that position to understand his role with this team.
Oh, no doubt. And as you mentioned, he's had 33 tackles on the defensive side of the ball. And talking about the defensive side of the ball, of course, Blake Swain just had a monster game last week. He had way up in the double-digit tackles. He's the number 2 tackler on our team. And he just plays physical and is not afraid to just stick his helmet in there anywhere.
And the big things that he's worked on, and he's really standing out right now, is defeating getting off blocks. Okay, because somebody's going to be assigned to block a linebacker.
Yeah.
Every play. Even on pass plays, they're looking at you in case you're coming. But running plays, they don't leave linebackers unblocked. Okay, so you got to always be ready to defeat a block, get your body in position to make a tackle, and then make a clean tackle and keep your feet running. And that's where Blake has improved his game. Seeing the play, diagnosing it, beating the block, and making the tackle. And once he starts putting that together last week was probably his shining moment for getting that done.
He had a great game. Talking about Josh Collins, Coach, of course, he's involved in so much on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. Interesting stat I saw this week. Josh has only thrown 4 passes, but 2 of those went for touchdowns.
Yeah, and he likes to throw to his quarterback. That's what he really likes to do. And it's when they get in that, I don't even know if you call it a wildcat because, they work Josh a lot at practice as a quarterback, to make sure that if sometimes you have to put him in there and to do certain things or injuries occur to Winchester, then you got to get out there and be ready to run the offense. And so it doesn't bother him a bit. He'll line up right there and be a quarterback, play quarterback. Loves to throw the football. We'll throw it to you all day at practice if you'll let him do that.
Outstanding player. Fans, we're going to turn things over to the Maroon Devil Marching Band for the national anthem and so forth during our pregame activities. We'll come back and talk more in just a minute. Fans, welcome back, and you just heard our award-winning Maroon Devil Marching Band, and following that, the great round of applause we heard from the fans here. And, Coach, we talked about soccer and volleyball and cross-country and the wintertime sports, and, hey, these band folks put in a lot of work as well, and our hats off to them.
They spend a lot of hours, I know that. And I've said before earlier in the year, the only person that's ever scared me here at this high school in 30 years was that band director right down there.
Karen Williams Lanning.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I thought I was tough on young people. No, she's tougher.
I tell you what, I think you have to be a special person, not only on the athletic field, but in band or whatever your endeavor is, to put in that many hours. And I think sometimes, the coaches, being a coach, if you want to reach a certain level, you have to put in the hours.
Well, I used to call her coach because her strategies and her approach to it was it wasn't any different than what I did. I mean, she demands a lot out of these young people. And that's what, young people need that structure. I feel like they do. And
I agree.
A lot of people may disagree with me, but there again, it's all about, they're participating. They're out there. They're putting in the time. And it starts in the summer when it's hot. They start before football does. So, yeah, I used to go down there on the bank and listen to her scream through that megaphone thing she had at those young people. But it was all to get them better and get them in a place where she knew they needed to be to make an impact on what they're trying to do.
Oh, no question about it. We see our captains down there walking on the field for the Maroon Devils. We have Austin Jenkins, number 8, beside him. Looks like, I can't tell if that's a 58 or there it is. That's number 58, Ashton Ball. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you can't tell an 8 or a 9. We got 22, Blake Sane. We were talking about him. Of course, Josh Collins. Those are our 4 captains here tonight. Now, looking down on the sideline and in the end zone where the Phoenix are, our Maroon Devils might have a little more depth. I'm not sure the Phoenix have quite the numbers we do. We'll see if that becomes a factor or not.
Yeah, it should at some point in time, especially if we can control the tempo of this game. And when I say tempo, that's just not a word I'm throwing out there. I'm talking about how many plays you run, how much time gets off the clock, how you utilize that time, and ball control, controlling the football. Because you put the ball in their hands, in Winston-Salem Prep's hands enough times, they're going to make you look bad.
Yeah.
So you got to control the tempo and the time of this game. And so when I speak about tempo, it's not just how fast you run or how many plays you run. It's controlling the game.
It really is. And when you can do that, especially with longer drives that use several plays and use the clock, you really do control the game because that limits what that explosive offense that Winston-Salem has can do.
Yeah, exactly. And not turning the ball over and cutting down on your number of penalties. You're going to have some penalties.
Sure,
it's the ones that you're able to accept and overcome. And there again, and don't get behind those chains. Because when you start getting behind them against a team like this, and they get, as my coaching staff used to say, when they get happy, then they start putting it on you. They start coming after you, and you can't breathe. You can't get them off of you.
And, we saw that somewhat against, the West Montgomery team that came in here, and they jumped on us early in the playoffs. And, people in our stands and our fans were sitting here like, oh, my goodness, what are we going to do?
What's happening?
What are we going to do? Mm-hmm. But we kept playing, we kept fighting. And, we came back and won that game. But I tell you what, it was a battle.
Yeah, when you give them a deficit like that and you're playing from behind, it changes your game strategy. It changes your game plan.
And here come the Maroon Devils onto the field, and look at those numbers. Of course, now the freshmen are all up, part of the team. And I hope, and believe it or not, we're seeing Winston-Salem Prep actually give our guys a hand as they come on the field. But I kind of hope we intimidate them a little bit. Sometimes that's a factor as well.
Well, yeah, and you never know. You never know what they've seen. I'm not familiar a whole lot with their conference. Some of the teams I am. But we've never – this will be a first-time appearance for them and us. We've never went against each other. We don't know anything other than what's been on film and what you learn from other coaches and talking to other people about them, and that's all we know. So that's why the game's played.
Yeah. Well, Coach, and we talked with Coach Holt about this a little bit. I think the big difference is in that entire conference that they come from, they have the ability to recruit because they're charter schools, they're preparatory schools. They're not regular public schools like we are.
Right. And we've played a variety of these over the years. We were talking about this before the broadcast even started. And you really don't know until you get out there what you're up against. And you can watch all the film you want to, but you don't know their true capabilities if you've never faced them till the ball game starts.
And here we're ready to start. Oliver Reyes ready to kick off for the Maroon Devils. And again, we've had some work to do from that kicking game. We're kicking it short again, but it's going to be going out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Well, that's where it goes out of bounds anyway, so that's where they'll take over 1st and 10.
There, he kicked it out of bounds right there at it. So, I think that was kind of a planned approach where he just slowly approached the ball. Nobody really moved, and then he just booted it right there.
And, Coach, we didn't talk about him as much in the pregame, but we see Big 59 out there on the defensive side of the ball. He had a huge game last week at Cherokee. We're talking about NCHSAA Uford.
I'm telling you, he's come a long way. He really has it.
Yeah.
And I talked to him this past week about it, and he had a smile on his face. He feels like this is where he needs to be. He loves this defensive line play.
And now the Maroon Devils come out with a 3-man front, 1st down and 10 at the 40-yard line.
There again, there's the wide side of the field. They like to get the ball underneath out there, wide side to begin with. There's that quarterback.
He steps right up and takes off and gets a 1st down on the first run.
Yeah, that's their game. If nobody is open, and sometimes it's designed, you can tell it's a draw play.
Yeah.
And they block it. They kick out on each side as a draw play, and there's that athletic ability. And he's small, but he can move.
He really is small. We're talking about the quarterback, number 5, Jace Covington, 5'7", only 126 pounds.
There he comes again.
He rolls out, fires
pressure.
over the middle, and he's got his man again into Maroon Devil territory. We're talking about number 7, Camden Burrell.
Yeah, we made a move to try to pick that ball off, and we should have hung back in coverage just a little bit more.
And, Coach, we can see right now, this quarterback likes to play what I call playground football.
Yeah, it is. It's like a flag tag game. They're in actually an illegal formation. If they throw the ball this time, it'll be an ineligible receiver.
That may be a horse collar tackle.
They didn't throw the flag over there. They had 2 on the line of scrimmage out there. That means that inside receiver, if he'd have thrown that ball, would have been an illegal receiver. He was covered up.
It is a personal foul against the Maroon Devil defense. And it's going to be a 1st down now for the Phoenix of Winston-Salem Prep. He really grabbed his jersey that I could see. I don't think he got his shoulder pads.
He didn't get his shoulder pads, but how. Don't get me started.
That's it. We'll leave that alone.
Yeah, we'll leave it alone right now. It's not a horse collar, I can tell you that.
No, we saw him grab his jersey, but here we go.
Yeah, it's an illegal movement by the offensive line.
So we're going to be a false start. That'll back up the Phoenix 5 yards. From the 27, should go back to the 32.
And there again, you and I were talking before, while they were warming up, that their athleticism and the mere fact that they're not dependent on anything except that athleticism. They're not running at you, hitting you in the mouth right now. They're trying to use those athletes and this is the formation where they like to throw that screen out there to that inside receiver.
Four wide receivers. Yep. Here we go, wide receiver screen. There's the big guy, 6'3", 220-pound, number 3, Arion Matthews. Yeah. But we played that very well.
Played it very well. They like to run that play because he's big, he's strong, and he generally breaks that thing towards the sidelines for a big play. But we need to make a stand right here and establish something.
So now it's going to bring up a 2nd down, and they only got a couple of yards. 2nd down and 13. As again, the Phoenix 3 wide to the left side. This is the short side of the field.
Staying into the boundary right here, but that doesn't change the way they run the plays. But he may look again, going to try to go
pump
run
fake
with the ball.
He's in traffic, but he's so elusive.
And that's when he starts making those moves, like we were talking about before the broadcast. He wants you to take a shot at him. All their people want you to come and take a shot and make you miss.
Well, he's very elusive, as we can see. Number 5, again, only a sophomore, which is scary. 5'7", 126 pounds. Jace Covington coming into the ball game. He had picked up 308 yards rushing, but he had passed for 1,388 yards and 13 touchdowns.
Yep.
Got a man in motion here. He lines up over there on the left side, kind of in a wing.
They do like to run out of this. They like to run a zone play out of it, but it's third down. We'll see what they're going to do. Trying to get the back out.
Here he goes again.
Here he goes running again. Going to throw it down the
wide
sideline.
open. Got a man wide open, and they're in the end zone if that holds. And I believe it might. He dove, and they're going to call it a touchdown. And
we got a flag. We got a flag back here. He may have been across the line of scrimmage when he threw that football.
That's it. Illegal forward pass. As he got past the line of scrimmage, Coach, you're exactly right. That'll bring back a touchdown.
Yeah. I noticed that the side judge over there didn't run once he threw that flag down on the ground because he knew it was going to be coming back. And whether he didn't know what was happening or he knew it was going to be coming back.
So now, again, it's going to bring – it's going to be fourth down.
Bring up fourth down. It doesn't seem to bother them. They're going straight to
they're
wide side of the field. Here we go with the wide side again.
Yep, 4-down territory. And they're going to have a fourth down at about 16, so they've got to get to the 17-yard line for a first down here. This time they're going to bring them out to the wide side, Coach, 3 wide.
Yep.
And again, the quarterback is in the gun. Now he's moving over. He's checking off at the line of scrimmage as he goes over to Montreal Austin and checks off.
Yeah, they don't huddle, so this is one of those things that they just turn him loose.
Ball knocked up in the air, and it was almost picked off. That ball hit about 3 or 4 guys.
Sure did. It got slapped, and there's his height coming into play, and we were able to get some elevation. It looked like that might have been Aaron Frost that tipped that ball.
I tell you. Brandon Frost has had a huge year, 40 tackles on the season. He and Nathan Bogdanovich, they're really good on those defensive end spots.
Yeah, they've started playing that technique just in the last few weeks, and they both like it. They both like standing up instead of being in a three-point stance, and it's really helped their game.
Now the Maroon Devils get the football, first down and 10. We were able to stop this wide-open spread of the Phoenix. Now let's see what we can do with keeping it on the ground. Here comes Joe Glaspie up the middle. He's in the 42, 47-yard line. Big first down on the first down, and that's the way to move those chains.
Yeah, we ran what we called a blast play, and it's a block down, kick out play, and they're trying to target a few of their key players. Number 3 was the key of that, and he ran himself right out of it, and all he got on it was an arm.
And he's one of their leading tacklers, 46 tackles on the year. Arian Matthews, number 3. He's 6'3", 220, big linebacker. He can run and very athletic.
Yeah,
right in the middle.
They come pretty much the same play, but we didn't block it the same way.
Well, they got us on that play. Coming up on the tackle is going to be Tyler Carroll, a 215-pound linebacker.
Yeah, they went to a 5-man front, and they're putting 5 down linemen now. In most of the films I saw on, they were playing four down linemen. So they may have decided because of our running game that they wanted to try to incorporate some of those linebackers to make them defensive linemen.
Now, if you can see in the middle of their defensive line, big number 55, Will Ingram is 6'2", 300 pounds.
Yeah.
Here we go, toss to the left side. Just basically a sweep over to Glaspie. He lost his footing a little bit. He tried to put his foot in the ground, and it slipped on him.
Yeah, he just didn't get – he got – Turf Monster jumped up there and grabbed him at the last minute. And Joe knows it.
Yeah, good run, though.
Yeah, good run. He's able to pick up several yards and leaves us with about 4 yards, a long 3, I'd say, for a first down, third down here.
Yep, third down and a long 3. Our Maroon Devils, our first offensive series here. 7:45 to play, first quarter. We stopped them. Now it's our turn to try and drive this football out of the I formation this time.
Well, they're playing a straight 53 defense. They're committing to everybody to the line of scrimmage. This will be a first down.
First down for Joe.
Here. Yeah.
He steps over one, jumps over another, down to the 35, and a good run.
Yeah, they're committing 5 linemen now rather than 4, and Coach Holt and Coach Cook are making their adjustments up there they need to make, putting Joe on the outside. They don't have anybody but a corner to try to contain him that way if we get everybody on the line of scrimmage block. Now, Winston-Salem Prep depends on penetration. They like to penetrate gaps. They're going to do a lot of slanting, a lot of stunting up through gap. They want a gap control and push upfield. But switching to this 5-man fronts it will kind of put them in a bind when we get to the edge. They don't have anybody left.
Got one score. Murphy leads Albemarle 8-0 in the first quarter. As, they really got through the gaps that time, Coach. Their big guy led the charge.
Yeah. That's that stunt move they made right there. He took an inside gap move after the down block occurred, and he just ran right into the hookup. That's dangerous. You got to watch for that because if they're going to penetrate that much, and they plan on bringing 5 folks every time, so It's going to be one of those things that we got to either, if we pop it, we're gone. If you hit a play like that and they miss it, you're gone.
There's nobody back there.
It's just like two trains passing in the night, man.
And again, they have so many guys up in the box. There's really not many people in the secondary.
Yeah, they're
got
putting
one
8,
safety.
Yeah, they're putting 8 in the box. And here's
Reese
what
in
they
trouble.
want to do is get after Reese.
Yeah, and he has it knocked down. I think he was trying to throw it away because he had really nobody to throw to.
No. And there again, they're dependent on that speed and penetration to get after you and put pressure on you.
And again, a big thanks to Michael Watson, Smoky Mountain Power Wash, bringing you tonight's broadcast live on the Maroon Devils Network. And hey, if you need some power washing done to make your place look better, give Michael a call. Now, I understand Michael wanted to go wash your old truck, but it wasn't going to happen.
I told him if he touched my truck, I'd shoot him. You wash that truck, it won't ever crank again.
Won't ever be the same, will it?
No. Now it looks like that the Winston-Salem's going back to their 4-man front. They're going to what they like to do is play 2 high safeties. They play with 2 free safeties and play pretty much quarters coverage and man coverage on the edges.
Yeah, they play kind of a deep center field almost, a cover 2, if you will.
Right.
3rd and 11, Reese back to throw. Here comes screen. Here's Glaspie. Boy, he let those linemen in. Here's Joe down inside the 20. That was great timing by Reese Winchester.
That's what you do to people who are penetrating and coming up field fast. What that does is it puts them in a bind. If they're going to rush, I'm pretty sure that Coach Holt and Coach Cook were expecting them to rush 5. But even with just the 4 coming, we got enough to block the linebackers. You turn them 4 loose, and there you go.
That was an outstanding play. It was well executed, well timed by Reese, and it worked great. First down and 10 now.
Now they're bringing number 12 back in, so that means they're going back to their 5-man front.
Yep,
and making it almost
man.
a 6-man front and going to blitz. Both B gaps.
And Reese hands off, but this time, boy, they're in the backfield in a hurry. Leading the charge is going to be Zanare Cuthrell, their 5'9", 220-pound senior. And now he has 90 tackles, so he's one of their big guns.
Yeah, he knows how to tackle. And what they're trying to do is outnumber us up there now. We got 6 people, counting the tight end, that can block those folks. And if you use a running back, then that's 7. Well, they're putting 7, 5, and 2 linebackers up into the line of scrimmage, blitzing and playing gap control. And so you can see the linebackers right there talking it over.
Yep. Here comes the toss to Glaspie. And again, there's number 1. Boy, Cuthrell came up and laid a hit on Joe, but he hung in there.
Oh, yeah. Joe's tough. Joe could take that. That's not the first time he's been hit like that.
And we were talking about their linebackers, Coach. Their leading tacklers literally are number 1, as we see him go off the field. He's the second leading tackler. Number 2 was the guy directing that defense. Nike Person has 100 tackles on the year.
Yeah. And so, their speed is phenomenal. And you can see how they close to the football. You may get it blocked, but they close it so fast using their secondary and their linebackers.
And number 2 is right there in that middle linebacker spot. Here they're cheating up on the gap, and I think they jumped a little too far.
Yeah, and this is something that Coach Holtz worked on this week, going on different snap counts and trying to get our players disciplined at practice to listen to the snap count, going on colors instead of numbers, going on 2 goes. When our snap count goes down and a color and then go, and that's how we're getting them to jump.
A couple of scores. Murphy leads Albemarle 8-0. Cherokee leads their game 14-7. And here comes McCulloch around the left side. And I think he kind of lost his footing, too.
He did, and he kind of lost it. The blocks took place a little faster than he had expected them. The alley was tighter than what it was, and he went a little bit wider and actually ran himself into the blockers and the defenders. So,
again, he checks out. Coming back in, it's going to be Joe Glaspie. And, again, McKellar's having a great year, a sophomore. Now we're looking at fourth down, though. Big 4th down at the 12-yard line. We've got to go to the 7, so we need 5.
Yeah, we got trips out to the wide side of the field. That brings them, leaving them with 1 linebacker.
Oh, we got people moving.
Yeah.
And it's going to cost us a flag because we moved up on the line of scrimmage. False start.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a receiver or in the line of scrimmage. If a receiver moves – and we got to straighten that out because a receiver should never jump.
Yeah, both of them.
He's seeing the ball. He's not listening to a snap count. He can't hear a snap count out there sometimes, so you got to watch the football.
And now that's going to bring up 4th down and 10. We're at the 17-yard line. Again, got to go to the 7-yard line. So, again, we appreciate Kent Maxey. He's down there on the field with the camera to give us some of those angles. And so, again, 4th down and 10. Rewind to the right side. Reese back to throw. Here comes big pressure. He gets around it. Looks to the right side. Got plenty of room over there. Now fires in the end zone. It's going to be caught. And that should be a Maroon Devil touchdown.
It is. Okay.
What a catch. What a catch. That's Aiden Southards.
Yep. Yeah. I think that's Aiden's first of the year. I don't think he's caught one this year. He's a long, tall, rangy young man, and one reason or another, because of injuries and other things, he's not had an opportunity. But that's what you do. You throw it up to somebody his height.
And a great catch. And matter of fact, you talk about him, he's caught 3 for 72, but that was a huge catch, his first touchdown catch of the year. And now coming on, it's going to be Oliver Reyes for the PAT. And we got a whistle.
They lined up off sides over here on this side. They haven't seen the football yet. And, number 12 looked like he was standing about a foot from on our side of the line of scrimmage.
Probably going to decline it just to keep things consistent with your kicker.
Yeah, you don't want to. Well, they are going to move it up. I don't know whether they should have moved it up.
Yep, moved it up a little.
Yeah.
Chris Reese is your holder. And Oliver coming on, our sophomore PAT man. He boots it up. And that's one thing, talking about Winston-Salem Prep, Coach. They don't kick it. All their conversions are 2-point tries all year.
Yeah, when I didn't even see a kicker. I saw one guy out there that was kicking. He can kick it a long way, like on a kickoff, but it was looking like it was coming off his foot several different ways. So I guess that's kind of the way they play the whole thing. Yeah,
and, we've seen it already this year with Robbinsville. They don't really kick it much either. They like to line up and go for 2. So we're kind of familiar with that strategy. And well, hey, look, I look at it this way. Hopefully, we won't even have to look at a conversion.
Yeah, and to each team its own. If you don't have somebody you can depend on to get it through I remember having years where we just had a kicker who could barely get it across the crossbar, but that was okay.
Yeah.
From right there, we didn't ask him to kick field goals. Just get it through the uprights.
And that's all you have to do.
That's all you have to do.
And you hate to say it, but in most high schools, field goals are a rare thing anyway.
Yeah, but if you got some good ones, then you can depend on field goals.
Here comes the kickoff. It's going to be on the sideline, fair catch at the 28-yard line by Winston-Salem Prep, and that's Gregory Cuthbertson, number 4. Now, if you've got a Zimmerman on your team, you can kick it from just about anywhere.
Boy, they made me look good, didn't they?
They were outstanding.
I was the best kicking coach in this state. If you don't believe me, you just ask around, man. I tell you what, when you can tell a young man when he's kicking off where to put the ball, what yard line, or do you want it to kick it in the end zone so that we don't have to worry about a return, then that's when it gets fun.
Oh, man, and that's a rare asset to have.
Yeah, and especially when you got 3 of them coming through. Yeah. Okay, now this is what they call their bunch set. They like to run the football out of this set. I believe they had movement.
Yep, they got some movement.
Yeah, it's when they put 3 backs, 2 receivers and a running back all to one side.
We're offside.
We're offside.
Yep. So going to cost us 5. That'll bring it 1st and 5. But you're right. They lined up in a different set than we saw in the first series.
Yeah, they were going all trips in the first series. And now they call this a bunch set, or that's what I've always referred to it as, or a covey set. They've actually got 3 of them over there, and they like to run the football, and a quarterback sweep is one of their favorite.
Oh, here comes the big guy. We're talking about number 3, Arion Matthews, and he's not the regular quarterback, so he's kind of a wildcat guy.
Yeah, he's a wildcat guy. They depend on him running with some more power, and he picked up maybe a yard.
And now he's going to go over on the left side, and he's going to get the play call from the coach. I thought he was going to split wide, and he very well might.
Well, they used them both throughout the season. They used both quarterbacks, and he's more of a run-oriented type quarterback, but he can throw it too.
Same set, pretty much.
Yep, same set.
And he's going to try to throw it. Now he's in trouble. Pulls it down, throws it just over the head of Nike person out there, number 2, who was open.
Yeah, he was open. The corner came off and committed to the run, thought he was running with the ball, and he just pulled it down, and the receiver went upfield. And, that's backyard football like you were talking about earlier. It's just
it really is.
These guys are just kind of playing flag tag over there with football when it comes to the passing game.
Yeah, and that can really hurt you. You know, when you're trained to play defense, and when these guys come in like that, man, it's tough.
It is, and now they're going back to the trips and the split set that we saw earlier with the smaller quarterback in there, and there he pulls it down again.
Oh, we got him this time. Getting him by the foot down there. I couldn't tell who got him, but somebody grabbed him by the foot just enough to trip him up.
It looked like it might have been Bo. Just got him by the foot, by the ankle right there.
Yep, Ashton Ball.
Pull him down on 4th down.
Yep. And I tell you what, he's not a big guy. We were talking about the quarterback, only a sophomore, 5'7", literally 126 pounds, and that's small.
Yeah, he's not a great big guy, but he's out there, man. He makes you pay for your mistakes. Now, he's got those kind of movements and those kind of feet, so he can move.
Might remind you a little bit of a smaller Jimmy Streeter.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, got a flag on the play.
And
may have to do with their substitution rules or something. Too many on the field or something.
Yep, illegal substitution. Yep. So that's going to back them up, and they're not. They don't punt a whole lot either. That's one thing about Winston-Salem Prep. Looks like they're kind of lining up in punt formation. Matter of fact, Arion Matthews is the guy that punts for him. He does everything on this team, and he averages he averages 44 yards on his punts, so he can do it all.
Yep.
Left-footed
punter.
He hangs it toward the sideline.
Yep.
Pretty good punt.
Yeah.
Pretty good punt down to the 30-yard line, and we'll have it there 1st and 10. But again, Coach, another good defensive stand by the Maroon Devil defense.
Yeah, it's just catch can out there with these guys. Like I said, they're dependent on their athleticism and their speed. And if you can negate it most of the time, keep them from they're not worried about driving the football. They want to break this thing and get it going. I mean, just like that earlier.
Big play.
The big play that they had down here from the 30-yard line for the touchdown that got called back. And so it's one of those things that they're not, sustaining a drive. Yeah, they can, but at the same time, they're dependent on those big chunk plays. And if you can control that part of it and then control the clock like we're doing right now, going into this possession with 1 minute and 20 seconds left to play in the first quarter.
And that's a big part of this game, and now they're trying to get the everything set. Now we're going to have it at the 21-yard line, 1st down and 10. Here we go. 1:20 to play, first quarter. Our Maroon Devils lead 7-0. Here comes Gillespie, bouncing it outside, back inside, 30, 35, and that's a Maroon Devil 1st down.
And I hope folks got to see that move that he just made. He set that block up. He started inside and made that defender commit inside so that we could get on that defender's outside shoulder. And once we did get on his outside shoulder, Joe cut that thing, came right on around the corner. He's got the option to run it either place. If he'd continued to run the way he did, he'd have been tackled for about a 2-yard gain. But instead, he saw what was happening, and that's where Joe has come on with his game right there. He sees it much, much better.
Nice gain, about 12 or 13 yards on 1st down, and we hand it to him.
Same play to the other side.
Yep, other side. Here's some more room, 45,
there
50.
We go.
He jumps over another defender. I mean, this guy jumped over him literally.
Yeah, he did, and this has been such a great find for Coach Holt and his staff as Joe starting to understand, realizing how we're blocking things and seeing how things are transforming in front of him. He doesn't run full speed until he sees it, and then he turns the jets on. He's going fast, but then he hits that what Coach West calls that track speed.
Yeah, he's got that extra gear, doesn't he?
Yeah, we got something going on out there with our quarterback. He didn't get to play.
Yep. Well, we're going to have to run a play or take a timeout because the play clock's down to 4. We're going to have to hurry.
Yeah.
Going to have to hurry, and he gets it off. So Reese hands off, and so we got the play off, and that's going to end the first quarter, but we avoided the penalty.
Yeah.
And we saved a timeout.
Yep, we sure did.
That's going to be the end of the first quarter. Fans, stay tuned. The Maroon Devils on top 7-0 here in the first round of the State 1A playoffs from Swain County Memorial Stadium and Boys Dietz Field. We'll be back with the second quarter after this timeout.
Hello, viewers. My name is Audrey Zelinka, and I'm one of your student correspondents with the Maroon Devils Network. This channel was created in 2014, and since then we've had over 430,000 views, but more than 75% of those have been non-subscribers. Right now, our channel has a little over 2,400 subscribers, but we want to reach a goal of 5,000. To help us do this, you can like, subscribe, and share our videos. Thank you for watching the Maroon Devils Network.
Fans, welcome back. Right now, the Maroon Devils, we swap it sides of the field. Second down coming up. Reese back to throw. Got a man, Josh, wide open at the 25, down inside the 20-yard line. Outstanding play call and great execution from Reese to Josh Collins.
We have executed that play so well this year. It's been such a great find. The first time they ran it at practice, Coach Cook and Coach Holt looked at me and said, "Does that look familiar?" And, of course, that's one of the plays we won a state championship game with. It's a wheel route by the back coming out of the backfield, and we probably hit that thing 5 or 6 times this year.
And that's a great play and executed very well here tonight.
And it works so well against man coverage. And when you catch people in man coverage, they cannot find that back coming out of there.
And that's the key. This time, we got some more movement and another flag.
That's on us. Yeah, we false started. Just as there was trying to go on 2 again to try to get them to jump, and we end up shooting ourselves a little bit in the foot. We got to stop doing that and listen to the snap count, concentrate, and focus.
That's it.
On it. And sometimes it takes you work on it at practice, you work on it. Well, when the lights come on,
it's different.
Things change in these young men's heads.
Well, plus, you got all this noise.
Yeah.
And which is good. I mean, we want the noise from our fans. Got a man in motion, sets up left. That's going to be Nathan Bowe.
Uh-oh. Ball's on the ground.
Uh-oh. We've seen that a couple of times this year, too.
Yeah.
On the exchange. And it's going to be going to the Phoenix as we turn it over here on the first couple of plays of the second quarter. First turnover for either team right now.
Man, I wish that hadn't happened. We all do, but daggone it, we got to limit that against these people.
Yes, indeed.
The more they got the ball in their hands, the scarier it gets.
That's it. The odds are not good. If you give it to them enough, they're going to score.
Yeah, they will because they're just too potent an offense. I mean, they got too many weapons out there.
Oh, no. Coming in, Coach, they're averaging 338 yards a game total offense, and they can throw and run, mostly throw.
Yeah, here's their power formation where they got 2 backs back there with the quarterback, twins into the boundary. Here's their sweep play. Yep. Off the edge, got a holding out there, and there's the flag.
Yep, there's the flag.
Yeah, he just reached and grabbed a handful of jersey, and that's going to come back. Good call by the official. You could see it from – if you couldn't see that in this stadium, then something's wrong with you.
And we hope – it's not always the case, and I'm not picking on the officials, but we hope – normally in the playoffs, you're supposed to get some of the better officials.
Yeah, and hopefully that's what we're seeing.
Yeah,
but
it's kind of a reward for an official.
Yeah, and in that instance right there, Bo was lined up out there, and they just tried to pull his jersey off of him when he was trying to get to the edge out there.
And but again, lots of playoffs going on. We'll try to keep you posted. As we mentioned, Murphy over Albemarle. Cherokee tied at 14, and Robbinsville leading their game 6-0 here in the Smoky Mountain Conference playoffs. And now it looks like they're checking off at the line of scrimmage. The quarterback calling the play. Here comes a blitz.
Same play this way, coming downhill. Everybody, there's the move. They won.
Outstanding play. Outstanding play. How about that over there by Brandon Frost, 82.
Let me tell you something.
He just strung it out.
Coach Holt worked on that with these players, and Brandon and these outside guys, about once you got to the football, gather your feet, gather yourself, don't go for that move, and don't take a shot at him. And that's exactly what Brandon did. That's a great, great play. That was
textbook.
Advanced. That's textbook right there, man. Get your feet gathered. They had tackling drills about that this week. I remember as a coach working on those things with your players when you were going to play very, very talented teams like this.
And again, just an outstanding play over there by Brandon Frost. He just strung it all the way across the line of scrimmage and used that boundary. This time they throw out wide receiver screen to the right side, got some room. And over there, Josh Collins coming up with a great tackle over there on the secondary. And then he had some help coming up as well.
Yeah.
Like saying over there?
Yeah, Bo was breaking on it. He was just late getting there. He's learning. He's going to have to improve his angle because he was actually behind him a little bit, and he just couldn't get there. He's got to make his angle a little better to cut that off to the wide side of the field.
Yeah, Nathan Bowe was over there. Again, Reese Winchester coming up.
All right, double twins this time. They have a different set of plays they like to run out of this, and it has to do with the running game and the passing game.
Back to throw. Their quarterback fires again, kind of a wide receiver screen on the right side over there. And again, played very well by the Maroon Devil defense.
Yeah, this time with no additional blocker in there, you see Bowe.
Yep, Nathan Bowe.
He's learned. He learned how he cut his angle down and made him come back in here where he had help.
And again, Blake Sane over there to help. They're talking about that help. And, man, I tell you what, these guys are playing good D right now. And now on 4th down and 5, looks like the Phoenix are going to be punting it back to the Maroon Devils, and coming on to punt again is going to be number 3, Arion Matthews, averaging 44 yards a punt this year.
Yeah.
And that's a lot.
Yeah, Joe needs to get a little bit more depth back here. I'd like to see Joe get the chance to return one.
He's capable.
Yeah, and he's a left-footed punter, so if he's going to shank it any way, he's going to shank it to his left. So.
And there's a flag on the Phoenix for looks like delay of game.
Yeah, I wasn't watching the play clock, so I wasn't real sure what. So evidently that's exactly what happened.
And that helps us a little bit. They back up 5. Still a lot of time to play. 9:06 to play. Here comes the punt. High, but kind of short. A lot of hang time.
Yeah, that one went out of bounds on their side. He kicked across his body and punted it out of bounds.
So now
we're going to get pretty good field position if that side judge, if he stays there.
Yep.
I'm not real sure where he's going now.
Now he moves. He was at the 47. Now he moves up to about the 42.
Yeah, I'm not real sure who's got what over there.
Now he moves to the 43.
Yeah.
Well, now he's moving again. Holy cow.
Does anybody really know where that thing went out?
Make up your mind.
Yeah.
At the 40.
Two of them walking up down the sidelines looking at each other.
At the 42-yard line.
You got to watch and see where it goes out.
Hey, I'm gonna blame that one on Phil Presley. He's a buddy of mine, so I'll get.
We don't care where he's at out there. We're going to blame him on him. Yeah.
He's an old friend, so he's thick-skinned. He can take it. 1st down and 10.
Yeah, we got trips out here to the wide side, giving the ball to Collins up in the middle.
A lot of bodies in there.
Yeah.
And the ball is loose, but the play was basically stopped. And there's a late flag.
We may get a face mask out of this or a horse collar. I'm not real sure which one's coming.
Yeah, I think it may be a horse collar.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, it may be because the way he was slung down there at the last second.
Right at the end.
Very high tackling, and it may be a helmet-to-helmet contact way he flew up in there.
And they're talking to the captain over there, Nike Person.
Personal foul, face mask.
Face mask.
Okay.
And, boy, that's an automatic 1st down as well.
It sure is.
So, but again, we're seeing really for both defenses, several guys getting around the football.
Yeah, swarming to the football.
Yeah.
And that's if you'll keep watching these guys, Winston-Salem Prep on defense, you'll see them switching. You'll see them flopping people over, going from different linemen and linebackers. They're wanting to go to a 4-man front right there.
Reese throwing, looking in the end zone. It's going to be up for grabs. Southern's there, and it's going to be knocked away at the last second. That might be interference.
It might be because he put his chest on him and shoved him at the last second.
Yeah,
he was a shorter defender, and instead of jumping, he just put his chest on him and shoved him.
That's it. You can't – if you turn your back on that pass, you're probably going to get called for interference.
If you'll turn your head back around, you can get away with a lot of stuff.
That's it.
But if you don't, then any body-to-body contact like that or any pulling or tugging at anybody, then
they're going to get you.
They're going to get you.
Now, if you turn around toward the ball, you can say, "Hey, I'm playing the ball."
Right.
But if you turn around to the guy, then you're interfering with the guy.
That's right.
And boy, they call that. You see it. I hate to say it on Sundays and Saturdays constantly. They look for the way that defender is turned.
Exactly. And, they're going to let you get by with some things. But especially if you do turn and look at the ball.
Yep.
And I know Coach Holt stresses that. I always did with our players. You got to look anyway to know where the ball is.
Yes, sir. Here we go. I formation, 1st down and 10. Reese turns, pitches. It's going to be Joe Glaspie, right side. Got some room. 5, touchdown, Maroon Devils, as he just high steps it into the end zone.
There again, he has learned how to set those blocks up. And if you noticed, he wasn't going full speed when he got out here, and not until he saw how they were going to try to attack him. And we had a maroon helmet on every red helmet out there, and it just, he just walked it on in.
He did. Some of the plays tonight, Coach, our execution has been very, very good.
Well, and a key block like from Collins down there, Collins gets out there, he's got to see. He's got to see who's coming, hit the first threat he sees in a white jersey approaching. He's got to block it, and he got him. He picked him up, put his head right on his outside shoulder, and it's as simple as that.
Uh-oh, our kick goes sideways. This one's not going to make it. So it will remain Maroon Devils 13 and Winston-Salem Prep 0. 8:22 to play in the second quarter. Stay with us. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We are glad to be live here on the Maroon Devils Network thanks to Smoky Mountain Power Wash and Coach Michael Watson. Here comes the kickoff, and they're going to bring this one back. Breaking a couple of tackles on his feet is going to be Nike Person at the 45-yard line. But again, with all this warm weather, Coach, and right now is a perfect time to power wash just about anything. It's a good time of the year for that.
I'm too lazy. I really am. I'm just.
That's why you call Michael.
Yeah, that's why you call Michael. That's what I was fixing to say. But, yeah, if I need any power washing done, I'm going to call him because he owes me anyway. So,
okay.
Yeah, I might get mine done at a prorated
at a heck of a discount.
Yeah, heck of a discount.
First down and 10.
Double twins this time. Yep.
Yeah, different set.
Good tackle on the kickoff there by Brandon Foss. Going to blitz Brandon this time. Oh, yep. He just missed him.
Oh, around the right side, running for a short gain over there is going to be Amari Fison, number 11, his first carry tonight.
And Brandon realizes it, too. You can see his body language there. He was upset with himself. Coach Holt had a perfect call for that running play for him to meet that running back right up in that alley, and he missed him.
Second down now as the Phoenix will need 6 right on the 50-yard line, that big Maroon Devil S logo here at Swain County Memorial Stadium. Again, the quarterback back in the gun. That's where he lives as he's going to roll to the right side, and he's going to go out of bounds. And matter of fact, going to lose a couple of yards at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, we had a great coverage that time. That time, Bo jumped that flat receiver there and was in between him and the quarterback, and that quarterback knew better than throw that because Bo picks that thing, and it changes the whole course of the game for them automatically again, but it brings up third down in about 8.
So now third down, great time of the year. I tell you, leaves are falling, so better get your leaf blower or your rake ready because, man, they're everywhere.
Yeah, these big oaks back here behind the stadium, they're really shedding right now.
It's raining leaves. Right now, third down, and got a whistle, and it's not delay of game. Let's see what this is. False start again.
Yeah, okay. Yep. Receiver moved, and I like that Coach Holt staying with this wolf front and doing a lot of blitzing and stunting out of it, trying to take some of their momentum away, and then he'll play it calm in a lot of cases. And when I say that wolf front, that's that 3-man front.
3-man front.
And basically playing with 4 linebackers.
Yeah, 3-4.
And that's a lot of fun. I enjoyed coaching that defense. And
Here comes Sane.
blitz.
Here comes Sane blitzing. Quarterback throws down the right side. It's a jump ball. It's going to be, tipped around, almost caught. Great effort down there by Arion Matthews. And he's the guy they like to throw to, Coach, because he's 6'3".
Yeah, he's a big, tall thing. And they went right after Winchester right there, just trying to see what he could do with him.
By the way, big thanks to our support crew as there's a timeout on the field. We want to thank our folks up top of the press box here. Joe Holt here tonight. Emma Dingle. We have seen Audrey Zelenka on part of our broadcast tonight. Kent Maxey is down on the field doing a good job as always. And good shout out to all these people. And again, Smoky Mountain Power Wash, our live broadcast sponsor tonight. Michael Watson down there on the sideline, a Maroon Devil himself, supporting Maroon Devil Network live broadcast. In case you don't know, we have to pay a broadcast fee to be able to broadcast live, Coach. And, hey, that's the world we live in, but we appreciate Michael doing that.
Yeah, you never know about these fees.
We don't.
You got a fee for everything anymore. So.
And next week, of course, now I'm not looking too far ahead because as coaches go, hey, you got to focus on this game tonight. But if we win tonight, we possibly could be playing at Thomasville. So there's one of our assistant coaches down there on the sideline. And we appreciate our coaching staff, all these guys, Sherman Holt, Austin Cook, Rance Creech, Sean McCarthy, Travis Stevenson, Eddie West, Kevin Jones, Michael Watson, and Mike Verano. That's our coaching staff. Back to throw, quarterback. Oh, throws it. He got his man. He was knocked all around and still completed that pass for a first down.
As a double throw, he threw it out there to the wide receiver, threw it backwards to him, and looked like he dropped the ball momentarily, but he didn't.
Yeah.
And they didn't see him drop it, and he threw that wide receiver then threw it upfield. It's just kind of a trick play they've got. And they pulled a little rabbit out of their hat right there and got the ball across midfield. And
well, they did, Coach. It did look like he dropped it.
I thought for a minute that he had dropped the ball. Now they're going with trips into the boundary again.
First down and 10 here for the Phoenix.
Running over the top.
Oh, we were all over it. There's a penalty flag in, though.
Yeah, it'd probably be holding from the way those offensive linemen were standing there looking and watching him run with it.
And, boy, I tell you, outstanding penetration again in there is NCHSAA Ufert, who is in there to cut that play down.
Yeah, and we're playing well up front right now. We're not letting them overpower us, and that's a big plus for us with those big linemen they have, and we're able to match them a little bit with technique. And now we've got to get ourselves in a situation where they're behind the chains now. So
they really are.
We can't let them have any big plays that they want to get out of this.
And they got a couple of big 300-pound linemen.
Yeah, there's their trip set to the wide side of the field.
Again, first down and a long way to go now for Winston.
They like
Salem
to run
Prep.
this back underneath here. Number 3.
There he is. And he's in the crowd, though, and he gets out of the crowd. Holy cow, how did we let him get away? But he does.
Yep.
He's still going down the sideline. He's got some room. There's Joe Glaspie, who finally got the angle on him. But, Coach, we had about 4 guys around him over here.
There you go.
That tells you how good he is.
That's what they want. They want to get him out there in that grass with the football in his hand. Now, I know they worked on that this week at practice, him running underneath there and catching it. But there again, most teams that he would have continued on out here with it. As soon as he caught that football, he spun around to look and see what was back to the wide side of the field, and there he went.
He took off, and again, we had a good shot at him over here, but he got away. First down and 10 now for the Phoenix at our 25-yard line. Maroon Devils up 13-0, 7 minutes to play, second quarter. Again, the quarterback, Jace Covington, in the gun, hands off, and not much room to run over here for number 7, Camden Burrell.
Good tackle by Collins right there. Collins saw it, just stood his ground right there, didn't take off too soon. And in a minute, what you'll see is that quarterback pull that ball, and they'll zone block out here. That'll be one of their next running plays that you'll see, that the quarterback will fake that, pull it, and they'll zone block to the left or right, whichever way they want that quarterback. It'll be away from that backside because our linebackers are cross-reading this thing right now.
Grady Lewis coming up there with a big play. Also Nathan Bowe. Second down and 10. No gain on the play. Got a man almost moving too early. Back to throw, though. Jace is going to roll to his right, step up, and, boy, is he met head-on for a loss.
Yeah. Great play.
What a shot.
Yeah, great play right there, staying on the line of scrimmage.
That was Grady Lewis.
Yeah, Grady stayed on the line of scrimmage there, got off his block, didn't take a shot at him, just waited until he cut up to him and wrapped him up.
Boy, he really put a hit on him. And they lost 4 yards. It's going to bring up third down and 14 now. And talk about playing your gap.
Yeah, and just don't overplay them. And that's the thing. If you overplay them, that's what they're hoping for. That's what that number 3 is hoping you'll do.
They're down to 14. Here comes the blitz again. They throw it to the sideline. Going to be incomplete. And again, good coverage over there. This time, Nathan Bowe over there playing that pass.
And see, and there's another thing that Coach Holt worked on this week is getting underneath those routes. And so The ball has to be thrown high, and Bo's able to go up, get his hand on it, but they've got to throw it over the top of Bo, which is not an easy task, as tall as he is.
He is.
And it's it's the same way with Frost over here. Now, they may try the same thing over here, trying to get that receiver into the flat, just get the ball in their hands. They're not trying to do anything spectacular, but it's 4th down now.
Yeah, but our defensive ends are really breaking out wide.
Yeah, now they're going back to move him out to a trip set. It's going to bring Swain off the edge, Collins up the middle.
Throwing for the end zone. It's going to be a jump ball. 2-on-2. Ball knocked away. Going to be incomplete. And that's all that was, Coach. 2-on-2 jump ball.
Going vertical. And that's another thing that they worked on this week is when they get in situations like that, they're not afraid to just throw it up and let their athletes go up and try to beat you.
That's it. And that was just like the old basketball jump ball. It was anybody's ball and 4 guys all around it.
Yeah, and, Coach Holt, right then from the looks of his blitz, he expected them to come to the wide side of the field, and they didn't. They took it into the boundary and threw it up. So that's a little bit different.
So a good play defensively. 1st down and 10 now for the Maroon Devils with a 13-0 lead and 5:15 to play in the second quarter.
Yeah,
at the 29.
Yeah, what we need now is a drive.
Yes.
We need a time-consuming drive. And they're going right back to Joe, and there he is again, waiting on those blocks.
Oh, boy, they cut his feet out from under him. That was number 1, Zanari Cuthrell.
Yeah.
And
he's coming out of his safety position. There's not anybody that can hardly get on him to block him because we had everybody at the line of scrimmage at level 1, which is the defensive lineman, level 2, the linebackers. We had all them blocked in the corner. But it's hard to get up on that safety.
Yeah, he's the deep man back there.
Yeah.
He's deep center field, if you will.
Yeah.
2nd down now. We need 7. And the clock is rolling, 4:45, and we're kind of taking our time in no hurry here.
Yep.
Controlling the clock. Coming wide to the right side, it's going to be Southard's over here. Again, it's going to be I formation with a wing left. Coming in motion, it's going to be Nathan Bowe. And there's Nathan getting the toss, and he's hit at the line of scrimmage. Might have got a yard, but they penetrated well. And again, there's number 1, Cuthrell, one of their linebackers on the stop.
Yeah, and he came all the way from the backside to make that play once we went in motion. And that play is designed to get an extra blocker into that sweep. Just put the ball in Bo's hands, and it allows the fullback and the tailback to become blockers. And they kind of smelled that thing out.
3rd down and 7 now. Maroon Devils again. Southard's wide to the right side. Over here in the slot is going to be Austin Jenkins out of the I formation. 3rd down and 7 at our 32-yard line. Reese back to throw. Little play action. Fires in traffic. Is going to be picked off. And going out of bounds after he caught it, but he caught it in bounds, was Zanari Cuthrell, number 1, and he saw that one coming.
He did, and he ran right underneath that thing and picked it off the way you're supposed to pick it off. The ball was thrown a little bit short, and he was right where he needed to be to get it.
So, again, that's the speed that Winston-Salem has out there as they have the football now with 3:46 before halftime. And they have it in pretty good shape at the 46-yard line, but so far, our Maroon Devil defense pitching a shutout. Boy, talking about pitching in the World Series is just great this year. It's a great time of the year. we got high school football playoffs. We got college football. We got the World Series. I mean, holy cow. 1st down and 10, got a whistle.
Illegal substitution. Is that the signal I'm seeing?
Yep.
Yeah, illegal.
Yep.
They had 12 on the field.
So they got to back up 5 more. And right now the penalty has not been the Phoenix friend here in the first half. And Maroon Devils so far have not had a big penalty issue so far.
Well, I'm glad, and I'm not going to say anything other than knock on wood. I'm glad somebody else is getting bit by that bug.
That's it. No kidding. 1st down now. 15. Now it's going to be, again, Jace Covington throwing, looking toward the sideline. He had a timing pattern, and we held him up, and nobody there.
Yeah, nobody there. Reese did a great job over there of jumping underneath the route, and I believe he was dogging him a little bit there. What I mean by dogging him, he was pounding on him a little bit early when he left the line of scrimmage, and he wasn't able to get his full route run.
So now, and again, that's their big receiver, their number 1 target, Arion Matthews, 6'3", 220. Last week, he had a whale of a game. 10 receptions, 245 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's a monster game.
Well, if you look at him out there, he's a specimen.
Yeah, he
You
is.
got your hands full when you're defending him, and they worked all week on that because right now he's out there one-on-one.
Yep.
And they're trying to get the safety to move on out there because they want to throw that thing up deep. So
Here
he
they
can
go
up for
again.
another jump ball.
And he got this one.
He got this one.
Oh, no, he didn't. Apparently,
Yeah,
Reese
nope.
might have stripped it.
Nope. No, he says he's got it right there. The official says he caught it.
So he did. So I thought he had it initially,
Yeah.
but I guess he held it long enough. And that's a big play for them.
It sure is, and you know you could kind of see it coming when they stretch him out there one-on-one to the wide side, and Coach Holt was trying to get the safety moved over to help, but
he's a big body. Yeah. They're going to him again. Yeah, this time they threw it too high.
Yeah.
And going to be incomplete. That'll stop the clock. Still a whole lot of time. 3:16 to play. Right now, Winston-Salem has 2 timeouts left. Our Maroon Devils have 3. And checking out right now, it's going to be Malachi Cochran. He comes out of the lineup.
And if you watch that quarterback, I referred to him as a gunslinger before. he can throw it from several different angles. He puts his whole body into it. I mean, he really slings the football when he throws it.
Yeah, and he has no fear.
Nope, right there he's going to run the draw again.
Uh-oh, ball loose, ball loose. Did we get it? Did we get it?
And we have
yes,
time.
we do. We got it.
Time. Yes.
Was that Bogdanovich?
I'm not real sure who.
He was there along with Grady Lewis, 57, so I think they're going to say Grady.
Yeah.
So, but they were both all over the football, and that's outstanding play.
It sure is.
Because they were driving.
And, you know, we'll have to talk to Joe Holt about our instant replay. We could really determine who got that.
Yeah.
If we ever got instant replay back.
Remove any doubt, right?
Well, we'd remove any doubt.
Joe said he was going to put that in his budget for next year. Again,
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah. Right now, 1st down and 10. Maroon Devils with the football back. 3:11 to play. Hey, we still have time before halftime. Here comes Joe Glaspie running to the right side. Almost ran into his own guy. Oh, the ball is loose again. The ball is on the ground, and I think the Phoenix might have it. It is going to be a Phoenix ball. Man, back-to-back fumbles.
Yeah, we didn't do a good job out here on the edge of blocking. They've seen enough of that to where they were coming up in a hurry. I fully expect that Coach Cook and Coach Holt will talk about their reverse plays now, their where they fake that and fake the sweeps and toss sweeps and all that, and run those reverse plays and maybe running some wildcat look at them.
So now we have a 1st down and 10 for Winston-Salem Prep. At the 28-yard line of Maroon Devil territory, 4-man front. Jace back to throw, fires again. This one is going to be picked off. So we got it right back. 3 turnovers in a row. Glaspie on the pick.
Yeah, he fumbled it. Now he picks it off. Now it's down on the 10-yard line, but still we got the ball back.
That's the key.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. It's been a while since I've seen 3 consecutive turnovers, Coach.
Yeah.
You don't see that much.
No, you don't. And you're just holding your breath right now, hoping another one doesn't happen as we go in to just a little under 3 minutes left to go in this ball game.
Here's some updated scores. Murphy leading Albemarle 34-0 in the second quarter. Right now, Cherokee leading 20-18. And at last check, Murphy had the lead, but no update on that. But Murphy all over Albemarle. Here comes a toss out to the right side. And here comes Josh Collins getting some room, breaking a tackle, 25-30. Wow, that's some good running by Josh Collins.
Now, some of the old guys will appreciate this. That is nothing but a glorified quick pitch out of the gun. And it's something they've worked on off and on this year. And they just decided that this would be a week to bring that thing out and run it. And it just snapped to him in the gun, and he pitches it immediately to Collins as he's running. And it's all student body right after that. It's just hats on hats.
And Josh broke a couple of tackles. That was some good yards after contact by Josh Collins. Coming into this game, 122 carries, 572 yards, and averaging almost 5 yards a carry on the year. 1st down now.
Same play
Reese.
to the other side.
Yep. Here comes Josh again. This time they don't let him get away. There was number 2, Nike Person, but he still got positive yards.
Yeah, he did. He put that stiff arm out there and stiff-armed him right off of him and was able to get extra yards upfield. I mean, he ends up picking up 4 yards on that play just by that stiff arm. Now I believe we're getting a timeout.
Yep, there's going to be a timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout as well. We'll be right back to finish up the second quarter here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back. Second down now. Again, thanks to Michael Watson, Smoky Mountain Power Wash. Here come the Maroon Devils with a reverse. And here comes running. Oh, we slipped again over there on that grass. That was Kellen McCulloch again. And we got an injured Phoenix player down, shaking up, but he gets up slowly, but he gets up.
Yeah, Kellen's wishing he'd run that just a little bit wider. We had this edge out here, and Coach Holt's talking to him about that down there right now. Just keep that thing coming to the edge, because there's the reverse we were talking about. Running it, making the sweep look one way and running it back the other.
Reese, quick pitch over there is Nathan Bowe at the 50, and Nathan has a first down near the 47-yard line. And again, Nathan Bowe on the season, that is his 8th reception.
Yep, he got out of bounds, and so that got everybody, got the clock stopped at a minute 46 seconds.
Need one more yard for a first down. Second down and 1. And that saved us a timeout, Coach. You're right. We have 2 left.
Yeah,
they have 2 left.
Yeah, the way the coverage that they're playing now in the secondary, they're playing underneath zone coverage or underneath man on the edges and zone everywhere else. It's a matchup zone.
Trips left, throwing right, up for grabs. Southerns is there, but they intercept it. And again, a jump ball. And it is picked off down there by number 5, Jace Covington. That's their quarterback who was playing deep safety.
Yeah, and he went up and got the football. That's all I can say.
He did.
He got a vertical leap. The ball was a little bit underthrown, and he just went up and got it. So here's another turnover here in the second quarter.
You know, Coach, it's really kind of unusual that the turnovers so far have really not resulted in points on the scoreboard, which is hard to believe.
Well, we're used to playing in the Smoky Mountain Conference, which means, eight out of 10 times, or maybe 7 out of 10 times, they result in scores.
You better believe it.
You have to thank your lucky stars if we get out of this situation right here.
No kidding.
And them without a score. And they're going to run a bunch set right here. That should be an illegal substitution right there, but
here comes
quarterback's just going to run it, take it, and run it.
Yep, run to the right side, kind of the Wildcat look over there with their big number 3, Arion Matthews. Basically no gain. Going to bring up second down and 10.
Yeah, they just run that covey look over there. That's just that's a zone quarterback sweep all the way. They snap it directly to him, and everybody's trying to take a step outside and get on bodies.
Again, the Maroon Devils right now, let's see if they stay with that 3-man Wolf front. They're going to have Nathan Bowe, kind of almost a stand-up bandit kind of position over there on that left side.
Yeah, he's going to be attacking in between the two receivers.
Collins after him. Collins almost got him, and there's pressure. He throws at the last second. It was almost picked off.
Yeah, Joe about picked that thing off again.
Yep, Glaspie back there with the good hands.
Now, if he had picked that one off, he stood a good chance of coming around this side of the football field because nothing was left but their linemen back there and maybe scoring.
So now 1 minute left to play here in the second quarter, a 13-0 Maroon Devil lead.
Just under a minute, and we got here they're going to try to put they may go double twins this time. That's what they're going to do.
Got to bring 2 out to the left side. Their big target is out here on the left side. Again, big number 3.
To the wide side of the field, and you got to be conscious of that on third down.
Man-to-man coverage over here, but no, Reese going to drop back and give him some help. And Jace back to throw, but he is not going to be able to throw. Outstanding pass rush up front.
Brings up fourth down.
Outstanding work. Blake Sane was in there blitzing, among others, and a lot of pressure inside. Also in there again, NCHSAA Ufert. And they drop the quarterback fourth down. They're going to punt it away.
Good decision by Coach Holt here to take a timeout and possibly on fourth down, they punt it to us and us have an opportunity to maybe put another one in the end zone.
That's it.
It's a good call.
And now the question is, do you just come with an all-out blitz and try to block it inside the 15-yard line?
Well, there is that possibility, but at the same time, you risk
roughing the kicker.
Yeah, roughing the kicker and getting blocked into it. You never know.
Yeah, and that blocking the kicker is automatic first down.
Yeah, and if giving them an opportunity to punt it, and if we can get Joe back here and get him an opportunity to return it, that's what would be special.
Yeah.
But if not, then we'll blow it dead, and we'll have probably 30 seconds left. 30 seconds left to try to score.
So now coming on to punt again is going to be Arion Matthews, their senior. This guy does everything. Literally, he punts, he kicks off, He's their leading receiver, and he plays quarterback. This one's going to be angled toward the sideline. It's going to be out of bounds, no return at all. But we're still going to get it in pretty good shape. Man, up near the 32-yard line.
Yeah, it's an opportunity. That didn't take as much time as I thought. I thought we'd have for anywhere between 35 and 40 seconds, but we've actually got we got a little extra time, and this right here gives us an opportunity, managing the clock just right, to put another one in the end zone.
Looks like we have that scoreboard, if I'm reading it right, 2 timeouts left, or is that 1?
I think we've got 1.
1. There we go.
Yeah.
The little number.
Yeah, the little bitty.
This time the Maroon Devils trips on the left side. Glaspie's over there in the slot. He's always a prime target. Reese Winchester back in the shotgun. Got a single man. Oh, high snap. Reese is going to get on this football. Oh, he can't get it. And they get it.
No, we got it.
We got it back. Holy cow. Their number 1 had a shot at it, but Josh Collins finally gets it. Boy, we dodged one there.
I don't really know what happened on the snap. Just went high.
Went high.
It'd been climbing up the whole game, but that time it climbed all the way over Reese's head. It'd been catching it right around his face and a little bit over his head, but that one took off on him.
So now it looks like we're going to let the clock run out and go to the locker room at halftime. So that might be the wise thing to do right now. And we're going to take it to halftime as well. Our score, Swain County 13, Winston-Salem Prep 0. Stay tuned. Coming up at halftime, you get to watch and listen to the Maroon Devil Marching Band, and then we'll...
And color guard captain Samantha Martinez. Marching the show is Tyler, the piano man. Feature label Merlin, Bill Joel, piano man. And the George First Classic. Tonight, the band will be adding the first number, which is the Gilligan's Caravan. Blaze, the award-winning Marching Maroon Devil Band.
Welcome back as the second half is right now ready to get underway, getting ready to kick off. And this is an outstanding kickoff man, Arion Matthews, an average of 50 yards on his kickoffs this year. He's got a pretty good leg, but he hits this one right down the middle on the ground, but it's going to roll all the way into the end zone. Just leave that right there.
Just
Coach.
leave it there. Yeah, don't try to handle that thing jumping like that, because that's like trying to catch a rabbit coming out of a hole. You don't know. It's a football, and you don't know which way it's going to bounce.
That's right, and it's usually bad news when you try to get a hold of it.
Yeah, you see, there's times when it takes just the right bounce and you can get under it, but when it's running down like that, you might as well stay away from it.
Couple of reminders. We want to remind you that cross-country state championships are tomorrow down in Kernersville. 1A men will run at 2. Cherokee among the favorites. 1A women will run at 3:20. Of course, our defending state champion Lady Devils will once again be among the favorites as we have a penalty flag before the first play from scrimmage gets underway. Also, the Swain County Athletic Hall of Fame Legends Golf Tournament is coming up next Saturday, November 12. Be sure and contact Chuck McMahon or Jamie Fisher for more information, or if you're interested in contributing or playing, or if you need some extra strokes, you could probably talk to Chuck or Jamie, and they'd help you out on the scorecard too, I believe.
Oh, yeah. You could buy some extra strokes right there, yeah. All right, we get a 5-yard penalty to start off with. We're running our heavy set right here. This is our jumbo set where we run a lot of isolations and off tackles.
There's
and
a
that's
first down.
With Collins being the quarterback, his wildcat look, and we're bringing 2 big tight ends in there. We got Bo and we got Brandon there. They line up shoulder to shoulder on the right-hand side there.
Yeah, we got Sane.
Got Sane back there, and it's all power stuff, but they won't always just run it right here. But right now what they're trying to do is show Winston-Salem Prep that we can do something a little bit different if we need to.
And there's Josh Collins again on the carry, and he picks up 7 more yards on first down. And, Coach, this is, again, they haven't seen this set until right now.
Right. We've worked on it. We ran it. I can't remember if we ran it last week or not, but at practice this week they were, and they've got basically 3 or 4 plays out of it, and that's it. But they run an off-tackle play, and then they run a regular linebacker isolation out of it where they just end up trapping a linebacker.
So now it's going to bring up 2nd down and 3. We're just underway in the 3rd quarter. Maroon Devils will see Austin Jenkins check into the huddle here.
Yeah, they're taking the still got the 2 big tight ends now with the 2 split receivers. Collins still back there. Going to run the trap back this way.
Here he goes,
there
first down.
Off tackle play.
Into the secondary, good running.
Yeah, and there's your horse collar if they want to call it, but it didn't get called. No, he grabbed him right by the back of the shoulder. Well, I see a flag now. So I see.
They might have got it.
Mm-hmm. He may have got it from that backside because he grabbed him, right by the back of the shoulder pads.
He sure did. That was not a jersey tackle like we saw early in the game.
No, that's a face mask.
They're going to call it a face mask.
Okay.
So that's going to be against the Winston-Salem Prep Phoenix is their mascot. And if you know, the old Phoenix bird arose out of the ashes. But right now, their team is not on fire like they were hoping for because no points on the board here for the Phoenix. And now our Maroon Devils, first down and 10.
Yeah, good decision by Coach Holt and Coach Cook to come out here in this heavy overloaded set. Now we come back with the off-tackle play and just pounding it at them, driving it at them.
7 more.
It's always kind of neat when you look out here and your quarterback's lined up as a wide receiver and he's blocking downfield and your regular quarterback. And don't forget that we can throw it out of this. I don't think we will, but we are very capable of throwing it out of this where Collins throws it to him.
Yeah, we don't have to. We're getting about 7 yards of crap.
Right now, they're not going to worry about it. And, we may see them run back to this weak side.
Different set.
Again, here we go, coming back to the weak side. And
they're all
blitzed,
over this one.
Yeah, they blitzed off of it and trying to pull the ball loose as they arm tackle us to the ground there.
So coming in there again, number 1, Zanari Cuthrell, one of their leading tacklers over there from that linebacker spot.
He's quick, man.
He is.
He's hard to get a block on. He sees it. He doesn't want to be blocked. And if you ever get on him, you got him. But he just gets over so quick in such a hurry.
Gets that angle, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
So right now, Maroon Devils are looking at 3rd down. We lost a couple of yards. Now we need 3rd down and 7.
Here's the pass to Reese out here.
Oh,
we was
wide
talking
open.
about, and it's
Wide
going to be a
open.
touchdown.
How many times have we done that?
Well, it's a setup thing, man. That corner he committed back in there to the running game. It looked just forevermore like we was going to run it in there with that play fake, and then Collins just opens up and throws it to him, and it's just a great set of plays and a great scheme.
You know, Josh coming into this game was 2 of 4 passing, 2 touchdown passes to Reese. Now that's 3 of 5.
Yeah, and so
3 touchdowns.
Yeah, and now we're going to see us. We're going to line up for our 2-point conversion after missing our extra point, and we'll see if we can convert right here.
Now we're going to line up. Looks like we got that jumbo package again.
Yep, got the jumbo again in there, looking the same as it was to the other side.
Yep,
Josh
same
is going
blocking.
he wanted to throw
he dropped
a fade.
the football.
Yeah, he wanted to throw a fade.
Picked
now
it
it's
up,
going to be a
picked it
foot
up.
race.
Now he's just going to try to throw one in the end zone. It's going to be up for grabs. It's going to be incomplete. But, well, that one wasn't pretty.
No, it wasn't. And we was playing a little bit of their game there. A little bit of a little backyard football going on right there. Once he dropped the football, it was just every man out there for himself.
That's it. You just try to get somebody open.
Yeah.
And because that just kind of breaks down any kind of scheme.
Yeah, and what you worry about is if you do throw it as an eligible receiver downfield, which I don't know if the officials could have picked it up quick enough, but a lot of times that could happen to you because if an offensive lineman sees his quarterback running with the football out there in open field, he's going to go upfield and try to throw a block. And if he does that and then the quarterback throws it, then he's ineligible.
So, again, right now Maroon Devils with a 19-0 lead over the Winston-Salem Prep Phoenix. Here in the first round of the State 1A playoffs, again, our Maroon Devils a 14 seed, Winston-Salem Prep a 19 seed. The winner of this game will play the winner of Thomasville-Elkin. And at last check, Thomasville was just pounding on the Elkin-Bucking Elks. And you got to be very careful how you say that, because I've been there and done that. And
I'm not even going to try that.
That's it.
Because I'm getting old, Gary, and I'll mess it up sure enough. So.
Yeah, that's one of those tricky ones. And boy, you can get in a whole lot of trouble.
Yeah, I'm not going there.
Here we go. We're going to kick it back to the Phoenix now. Oliver Reyes in. And now the Phoenix got a man, may have an equipment issue. He's going to head to the sideline. They're going to have to bring somebody else in. I think he had an equipment repair, so he had to come out.
Yeah, I'm not real sure what they were doing there, but they did replace him. Now we hear the whistle blow, ready to go.
Ready to go. Reyes has been kicking it toward the sideline, and he does this again. This one's going to be high.
Didn't make the 10.
Nope, didn't make the 10 yards, goes out of bounds. So, boy, they're going to get it actually in our territory at the 49-yard line, first down and 10. But so far, Maroon Devil defense bending but not breaking, Coach, I guess is the way to say it.
Yeah, and that's not exactly what Coach Holt wanted out of that kickoff, I'm sure, but he'll have to live with it right now, and that's just the way it is. But now we got to put on a show defensively right here.
Boy, you said it.
And get boiling back up for this second half.
You said it. First, our Maroon Devils, again, still pitching a shutout. Now we've got a 5-yard penalty. And so now they're going to move it down to the 44-yard line after that 5-yard penalty. First down and 10, Winston-Salem. And here they come with 3 wides on the left side, 1 on the wide side of the field.
That wide side out there is what they're going to be trying to look at right here. He's going to try to throw it out there to him.
That's big number 3. Yep. And they throw it up there for grabs, and he's got it. At the 30, 25, at the 20. Wow, is he elusive.
Yeah.
Down to the 15-yard line, and he just basically stuck one hand out there and pulled it in.
Yeah, he didn't run the up route like he did the last time, or that quick hitch. This time he broke it into – and anytime you get – I mean, that's their philosophy, and it's a good one. Put him out there on 2/3 of the field. We're in man coverage. We're trying to cover him up, and it's hard to do. Not many people have been able to do it this year. And if you give him too much room, they throw it short to him, and then you got to try to tackle him in the open field.
Yeah.
You crowd him too much, he runs by you.
And he's a big body at 6'3", 220. They're looking for him again.
Here we go again, going to flare it out to the back. There's that quick cut in the middle of the field.
And he's all the way down to about the 7-yard line. It's going to bring up second down from the 7 and about 3.
Yeah, we need to make something happen right here. We need to try to keep them. And the thing about their offense is the closer they get to the end zone, the more restricted they are. Now, if you'll look, they've got the wide side over here. They've got 2 wide receivers over here to this side. And they're very wide side oriented unless they want to get it up to number 3 like they were fixing to do right there.
Yeah, they were looking for him over there in the corner of the end zone.
Yeah, their favorite thing is fade, right, just where you throw it up and let him go up and get it. And Coach Holt worked on that with them this week. Anytime they got anywhere around the 10-yard line, that's their favorite route, is to throw that thing up and let number 3 go up and get it.
Well, right now he's got a pretty good guy over there covering him as they're looking toward the sideline, and that's Joe Glaspie, who's another big, tall body who can maybe go up and get that jump ball.
Yeah, they've moved Joe around from wherever they needed him during the course of the year. He's been a safety, he's been a corner, he's been a linebacker. They've done a lot of different things with Joe this year.
Here comes the quarterback trying to zigzag up the middle, and he's going to take it all the way down to a 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, there again, man, if you take a shot at him and throw your body at him, you ain't going to get it.
He's quick.
Yeah, you just got to get in front of him like you're playing basketball and let him run into you. That's basically what's got to happen.
Well,
now they're going to run a little bit of wildcat right here. The quarterback fires out, and they're putting number 3 back here. It looks like they're going to run some kind of power sweep out of it, probably up there to the wide side of the field with number 3.
Yeah, and he's, again, a big body. And here he comes right up the A-gap, and he's in the end zone.
Yeah.
Just that quick.
That quick.
And but you're right. You mentioned the key word there. Winston-Salem Prep, their big sport, I think, is actually basketball.
Oh, yeah, it is. And you know, when you've got basketball players out there and with that kind of height and that kind of reach, then that's what you do with them.
That's it. You play that game. Mm-hmm. And right now, that's their first score. It's now a 19-6 Maroon Devil lead. 7.5 minutes to play here in the third quarter.
Going a little bit out of that wildcat again with number 3 back here at quarterback.
And he's going to run to the right side. Throws. Oh, and we intercepted in the end zone on the 2-point conversion. Josh Collins caught it.
Yeah, caught it. So that nullifies their 2-point conversion and puts them in a little bit of a scoring hole now.
So now they've got to get to 13 just to tie.
Yeah.
And they always go for 2. They don't kick the extra points. So, which sometimes, that's good, I guess, if you get enough of them. But, boy, sometimes just getting 1 is something to say about getting that point on the board.
It sure is.
So right now we got a timeout on the field. Stay tuned. We'll be back as we thank our great sponsors with this timeout. Welcome back, 7:33 to play. Here comes a long kickoff, and it's going to be dropped and picked back up at the 7 by Joe Glaspie at the 15, out to the 20, penalty flag down, 25-30. Good return, outstanding work by Glaspie. Will it come back? There was a penalty flag back downfield. It might be a holding call on the return team.
It looks just like exactly in the area where a holding would be on a kick-out block where Joe was trying to return that thing. So.
But, boy, he did a great job on the return.
And it'll be from the spot of the foul, so that's going to walk us back.
Yeah, way back there was where they threw the flag. And, that's the call, holding on the return team, which is our Maroon Devils here. Beautiful weather on this Friday night. It's temperature is starting to cool down now, but earlier today, temperatures were in the low 70s.
Yeah, it was a real nice day if you like the warm weather. But
that's
now,
it.
If you expected to get out there and be able to work at something and not sweat, then if you're old and fat like me, you can forget about it.
Yeah, because you're going to sweat on a day like today. All right, coming in with a play here. Looks like Kellen McCulloch coming in with a play from the sideline over here. As our Maroon Devils will have the football back up 19-6. 7:22 to play, third quarter, I formation here with Reese under center. Turns and hands off. We run to the left side, and we actually lost a yard.
Yeah, we didn't get that blocked right at all. We were attempting to run an off tackle play there, which means you're gonna block down and kick out, and we didn't even get them blocked down that time. I'm not real sure what happened, whether it was just a missed assignment or whether or not we misunderstood the play. But when you run off tackle, what that means is you're going to leave that last man standing, and that fullback's going to kick him out, going to block him to the outside, and you run up inside of him. We didn't get the inside people blocked at all.
I formation again, second down, 11. And, boy, they've got a bunch of guys up in the box. And we toss it in the backfield, and we drop in, and we pick it up. Kellen McCulloch's going to be buried back at the 2-yard line. And that play just blew up on us on the pitch.
Yeah, we're going backwards here, and that's not a good thing right here to begin early in the third quarter. And them just scoring right there. We got to quit shooting ourselves in the foot here and execute.
You're right, Coach, and that's we saw some of that in the second quarter. Things got sloppy with turnovers for us and them, but right now on that last score, with the way they're playing defense, we're seeing that momentum switch a little bit.
It is. It's changing, and they're coming downhill and playing hard right now, and they're switching it up with their fronts now. Now they're going to go with that 4-man front with 2 outside linebackers, and they're going to play downhill the whole way.
Here we go with Glassby out to the left side, trying to turn the corner, and does not. He got some positive yards, but way short of the first down, just short of the 10-yard line, and we're going to have to punt.
Yeah, it brings up 4th down, and we got to punt it back to them. And this is one of those instances where, man, we've got to contain them right here, right now, so they don't get back in this thing.
And Coach, right now is we have got to have a good snap and good execution right here.
Yeah.
Because we're punting basically from our own end zone.
Yeah, and if we get the punt off and we get a good punt, they're going to start with their possession on our side of the field.
Oh, yeah. Back deep is going to be number 3. He's a great return man as he can do it all. Great punt from Josh Collins. It's going to take a sideways bounce at the 42-yard line, and that's where Winston-Salem Prep will take over. Coach, you're right. They're going to start off in good field position, kind of like they did on that last kickoff.
On the last kickoff drive. And so now we've got to suck it up right here. We got to play better on defense. We got to make better tackles. We just did not tackle on that last series. It's the same plays they've been running. They're just utilizing number 3. They got him out here to the wide side of the field. He's over here closer to us this time. And they're setting him out here for a purpose. And we got safety help now. Reese sees him and is rolling over to help just a little bit, just in case.
Yeah, but he's the go-to guy.
Yeah, got trips to the upper side.
Here comes the blitz.
Now
Their quarterback back to throw. Here comes 3 again, and they get it to him again.
It's the same route he ran on the first play of the last series.
Exactly. Just from the other side.
Route. Yeah.
And it's almost just like a little slant pattern. He runs down and just cuts across.
That's all it is. It's a 3. He goes 3 yards upfield and sticks his foot in the ground and runs at about a 45-degree angle across the field.
So now at the 30-yard line.
Same formation. Got him out here to the wide side. They moved over there. They took off too soon before. They're going to try to throw that one up deep.
Yeah, false start, and they'll move back 5, 1st and 15 from the 35 now. And boy, they do like to spread it out and throw the ball around.
They sure do. And you see the Maroon Devils in the secondary coaching each other right now, trying to because they had a receiver. That quarterback was looking to the backside to throw that ball straight up field to that inside receiver, that number 5. And you could see them talking to each other out there. We need to have that coverage out there wider.
Yeah, we got Austin Jenkins down here now on their big number 3, Arion Matthews.
Going to look
Jake's back to throw, throws down the middle, got a man open, and it's going to be knocked away. Outstanding coverage down there. How about that play? That was 19.
That's the very play they tried to run. They were going to run on the last one when it got blown dead because they ran the same routes, trying to get the ball upfield to that inside receiver. Him just running one straight vertical fly route.
Is that Corey Stillwell, a freshman?
Yeah.
That was a big play.
He's out there right now, still out there. And
big play for a freshman.
That's it. And now he's got to know they're not going to do the same thing. I'd say they're going to be looking for number 3 out here.
Yep.
You see Winchester widening to give Jenkins help.
Now they look the other way.
Throw it out to the back, coming out of the backfield, getting held right here. There should be a flag, and there it is.
Yep, penalty flag down, and they're going to back up again, Coach. And right now, penalty flags are killing Winston-Salem.
Yeah, number 6 just reached out and grabbed us when our linebacker, I believe it's Collins, tried to cross his face, and he just literally grabbed him around his shoulder pads and hung on to him.
So there's the holding call against the Phoenix. That's going to bring up 2nd down and a long way. They've got to go to the 20-yard line on the line of scrimmage at the 43, so it's 2nd down and 23.
Well, and I hope our players realize right now who you got to be concerned about. You got to be concerned about number 3.
Yep.
And then an inside receiver that they're going to run vertical from away from number 3, like this group coming over here to this side.
You're right. We got number 8 over here and number 6. And, again, that's Montrell Austin and Jermaine Myers.
And there you go. And we stretch it out over here, and they're bringing bringing Stillwell over. Going to drop into coverage right here. Got an end cut there.
Oh, pressure in the backfield. Quarterback's going to have to tuck it and run. He couldn't find anybody open. And, again, good pressure coming up right up the middle of the field.
Yeah, but his feet are so quick, man. You better – and there again, you can't take a shot at him. You just got to get him. Just get your body close to his body and grab him.
That was Ashton Ball who really came up with the pressure, and the quarterback was kind of dinged up on the play.
Yeah, he kind of moved, but he's coming right back at it right here.
Yeah, thank goodness we haven't seen any injury in the game tonight so far.
All right, now we see a switch up in this right here right now. They got number 3 to the 2 receiver side. Now they go switching Joe back into the inside where he can see him.
3rd and 19.
He's going to try to go vertical. Quarterback's out there running loose.
Ball up for grabs again, and it's going to be – is it intercepted? I believe Austin Jenkins caught that ball. It is.
He went and got it. The receiver and the defender, Joe, got tangled up with number 3, and they both went to the ground. And as that ball came down, Jenkins broke from his outside position where the receiver had run from corner and took it. Now,
what a play.
I think there's a flag on the other side of the field.
Uh-oh.
And I'm not real sure what that's going to be.
It's going to be against the Phoenix. It's going to be declined. It'll be our ball.
First down.
That's a huge catch. And Austin, he was just diving and made a great interception on that play to stop this Phoenix drive. And that's a big stop, Coach, with 3:04 to play in the third quarter.
Yeah, now we've got to get some movement with this football.
Yeah.
I ain't saying we got to drive it and score, but we've got to hold on to this football, drive the football, get upfield, eat some time off this clock.
Turnovers are killing us.
And we're letting them play with us down here too much. Coach Holt knows that.
Yeah. So now at the 8-yard line, 1st down and 10. Maroon Devils with the football. 3:04 to play. Third quarter up 19-6. Winner goes on to play Thomasville next Friday. Thomasville right now having their way against Elkin.
All right, we're going back to that big heavy set, we call it. He's going to throw it out here to Reese again. Reese is out here all by himself.
Wide open on the right sideline. Reese Winchester.
Get inside.
And he finally is dragged out of bounds at the 46-yard line.
They didn't even have a corner out here. They didn't even cover him. And as soon as Collins saw that, he just pulled the ball and threw it.
Wow, what a play. What a catch and what a throw and what a run. But they just recovered too late.
Yeah, and that's that speed of theirs, though. Any other time, that's probably a touchdown by Reese because he's not slow by any means.
You're right. He can run.
He took off, and they were able to recover. The safety was all the way across the field.
That's Montrell Austin coming over number 6, literally on a touchdown-saving tackle.
Yeah, and against this formation, if you're going to put all them 5 up there, then somebody's going to be left open.
Here we go, running it right behind all those extra blockers. Josh Collins to the 41-yard line, a 5-yard pickup.
Yeah, and when the safety's having to come up and make tackles, you're doing pretty good. Now, number 1, he's limping around out there on the field. But he come up and made that tackle, and when you're seeing safeties having to come from 10, 12 yards deep to make tackles, you're doing okay at the line of scrimmage.
Right now, Cherokee leading Starmount 26-14. Robbinsville winning their game 33-0. Right now, the Smoky Mountain Conference is having a really big night. Everybody winning on the scores we're following. 2nd down and 6 now for the Maroon Devils. Here comes Collins again, this time running into a lot of traffic, and it's going to go down at the 41.
Yeah, they kind of figured it out when we counter back this way, that those linebackers, those defensive linemen, they're squeezing down that line of scrimmage. And we didn't run right at them. That's our counter move out of that formation.
By the way, a big thank you again to Smoky Mountain Power Wash. If you need any kind of pressure washing done, and they've got the tools and the equipment, just give Michael Watson a call. A Maroon Devil coaching down on the sideline. Here comes running to the right side, Josh Collins again, 1st down. Good run and good blocking up front. He just got right in there behind his blockers.
Yeah.
And took out Kent Maxey, the cameraman down there.
Kent's going to be wanting workman's comp.
Yeah, I tell you what. You want to get out of the way when those guys are coming.
Yeah. Now that's our sweep play out of that formation. It looked like it was going to be an off tackle play, but we were blocking everybody to their outside shoulder instead of kicking out and running up in. We were kind of reach blocking everybody. Going back to it again. This time to the wide side of the field.
First down and 10 at the 30-yard line of Phoenix territory.
There's the counter back to the weak side.
Collins following his blockers. Again. Blake Swain, a big block up in there.
Yes, sir.
There's a penalty flag, though. We may have a hold.
Yeah, that's in the area of holding right there.
Yes. Well, good lead blockers up there, but again, it's going to come back because of the penalty. So right now the penalty is hurting both teams.
I'm not sure on who it was on.
Yeah, couldn't tell because we were watching Blake Swain, kind of the lead blocker
yes,
out
sir.
of the backfield.
He was right out in front of it.
Yeah, he led the play.
Yeah. Like I said, that's that counter look there where we're bringing both those heavy backs, the two tight ends that are lined up in there side by side, and everybody take a step one way, and then they come back the other way.
So now with under a minute to play, Maroon Devils trying to get on the scoreboard with a 19-6 lead. Third quarter winding almost all the way down.
Same look again. Snap, same play.
Yep, here we go again.
Same play.
And this time we carry down to the 29-yard line. That's going to bring up a third down and 9, I believe. Second down and 9. Check that. So we still got a ways to go, but this drive is kind of what we were hoping for, Coach. Use some time, move the football, keep the chains moving, and try to get points at the end.
Get the points on the board. That's exactly right, because they're a big play team. We've seen it, and we know how they operate.
Second down now. We need almost 9. Josh Collins.
Same play.
Right
Hang
up
on
in
to
there.
that football. Yep.
And carries down inside the 20-yard line. That's close to a first down. Should be enough.
Yeah.
Yep, they move the chains over there. First down, Maroon Devils at the 18-yard line.
That's what we're looking for there again. That's what it's all about. And we're going into the fourth quarter now.
Third quarter gone. Fans, stay tuned. We'll take a timeout, and we'll come back with the final 12 minutes here on the Maroon Devils Network. Ready, Joe? Fans, welcome back. First down, Maroon Devils snap it to Josh Collins. He runs to the right side. He's down near the 12-yard line, still on his feet, and going to be short of the first down. But again, a good positive run for about 7, almost 8 yards.
Yeah, they're good. We're just pounding it at them now.
Yeah.
And I'm real glad that Coach Holt and Coach Cook just decided to get in this battle with them up front, just blocking the heck out of them, using that heavy set. Now they're bringing in an extra offensive lineman to line up kind of like at a tight end position. That means there's not going to be anybody. You're going to have one split.
Reese.
Got Reese split out. Got an offensive lineman lined up as a tight end, unbalanced the other way.
Josh runs right in behind him. That's the first down.
Yeah.
And good run.
Yeah, we ended up with 6, 7 offensive linemen, 8 with that extra
8
lineman in there and just blocking to that one side.
And that's they have a hard time matching those numbers.
They do, and you got to move that front over, and they're not doing that. They're just having to run and get us, and it looks like we're going to stay with it. And if you look what I'm talking about, look at the center, and you got guard, tackle, tight end, and those 2 other tight ends lined up right behind him, snapping it to Josh, same play.
Yep, inside the 5, and he's going to pick up 2. That's going to bring up a second down, and just short of 5 yards for a touchdown here, and I believe if we can get a touchdown on this drive, it's really going to put Winston-Salem in a hole.
Yeah, we need this one real bad.
Yeah.
Just need to be patient. Now we're going to go back to the other look, bringing the extra offensive lineman out.
Yep, Grady Lewis checks out.
And Grady comes off the field.
And boy, here comes some more leaves coming down.
Yeah.
And it's actually kind of cool to see all those leaves from, like you say, Coach, the big oak trees over behind the press box.
Yeah. They're gonna load the box up and try to get
Here comes Josh.
Here's our
He's
sweep
in.
out.
He's in.
Yeah.
Nobody touched him.
We've been running Adam coming downhill, and this time we just reached them all. And as they were trying to cover those inside gaps, we were able to reach, block them, and get to the outside. He went in untouched.
He did. And they're really having trouble stopping this.
Yeah, they are, because it's deceptive is what we're doing up there.
So a big score for the Maroon Devils with a 25-6 lead now. 10:03 to play in the fourth quarter. As we mentioned, the winner of this game will play the winner of Thomasville-Elkin. Of course, we'll be on the road next week. Thomasville expected to win. They were up big at last check. They are a number 3 seed. So they will be the home team next Friday. And got a whistle. And
they're offside.
Yeah, they're offside again. For the second time tonight, we've seen that happen already.
Yeah.
Well, they're actually going to move at half the distance, which is about a little over a yard.
Yeah, and I think Coach Hope may be wanting them to do it now. I'm not sure whether it has to do with what he's trying to accomplish with the kicker or what.
Reyes will come on for the PAT. High snap, they get it down. He boots this one up and good, though.
Yep.
So that extra point comes in handy as our Maroon Devils now lead 10:03 to play. 26-6, a 20-point lead. And, Coach, that means 3 scores. And right now the time against Winston-Salem Prep needing to get on the scoreboard 3 times.
Yeah, but you still got to be on your toes.
Yeah, because they can score quickly.
They're one play away.
Yeah.
One play away from just breaking it, and we've seen that, and we've been real fortunate that it's only happened to us one time where they took the ball and went down the field and in just 2 or 3 plays scored, and that's their game. That's how they play.
Oh, no doubt. Don't forget, fans, as we keep it right here, the cross-country state championships are coming up tomorrow down in Kernersville, North Carolina. The 1A men will run at 2. Cherokee, one of the favorites in that race. Now the 1A women will run at 3:20. And our defending state champion Lady Devils will once again be among the favorites. You can follow all the action on the Maroon Devils social media sites or ncmilesplit.com. That's ncmilesplit.com. Good luck to all those cross-country runners tomorrow. I wish I was in that kind of shape.
Yeah.
Reyes is going to kick this one toward the sideline again, but they're going to be able to return it.
Big man number 3. Yeah.
Yep. And I thought he called a fair catch.
I don't know whether he did or not. I wasn't looking.
He kind of waved his arm.
Yeah.
And but anyway, he returned it for a couple of yards, and they'll take over 1st and 10. But right now, Coach, as we mentioned, we've got to force them, if they do score, to use some time. We don't want to give up the big play that could get them back in
you don't want them to get it all in one bite right here. So we got to be on our toes, and we got to be real conscious of the field. And there again, you can look out there and any time.
Oh man, they got 5 wide.
And
no, that's one of them's the quarterback. He's now coming back into the backfield. They got 3 wide on one side, and their big guy number 3 on the short side.
Putting him into the boundary. Joe's out here with him. We're going to try it to the other side of that long hitch, and he threw that thing a mile out there.
Wide receiver screen.
Good open field tackle. That's all you want. That's all you can ask for out there. Situation like that, because if you break up there and you miss that ball, he catches it and he's going to score.
Yeah, he's going to score.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they threw it that far across the field.
Yeah, it's just something. I guess they've decided that they needed to spread the ball around a little bit and see if they can't make something happen, just like they did on those vertical routes to that inside receiver earlier.
2nd down and 4. Back to throw is going to be Jace Covington, their quarterback. Spin move, and he's going to be knocked down for a loss on the play.
That's a big play right there. That's a good play.
Yes, it was. Josh Collins in there, also in there, big 53 in there. That's got to be another freshman. That is big freshman Trenton Jones, a freshman in there with big pressure. So good to see some of those freshmen getting some playing time with 9 minutes to play. And plus, give some of our 2A players maybe just a little bit of a break.
Oh, yeah.
Three-man front, as you mentioned, that Wolf front, Coach, and basically kind of a 3-3 look now with 4 defensive backs. Back to throw is going to be Jace Covington. He pulls it back down. He's going to run it. He tries to turn the corner, and we finally get him out of bounds, but he gets a first down.
Yeah, he got out there and got on the edge, and when it becomes a foot race, they're going to win. They're going to win those.
Yeah.
So you got to take a better angle. Right there, Brandon Frost, he's wishing he had took just a little bit more of a better angle.
So now they're going to spot it at the 45-yard line. Winston-Salem Prep first down, 8:40 to play, but they're down by 20. 26-6, their big guy, number 3, Matthews.
Side. They're looking for him again on that end cut.
Here comes the slant
he
now.
Wanted to. Quarterback's going to keep it.
And we get him down after a 1-yard gain. He had to tuck it and run, and good penetration again. That's NCHSAA Uford, I believe, on the tackle.
Yeah.
Playing both ways, offense and defense, like a lot of these guys on both teams do.
Yeah. Quarterback was a little leery about turning that one loose that time because Joe had good. It was breaking towards him on that end cut. Joe's reading his movement now.
Jace Covington faked it one way, tries to make something happen, in trouble, and he goes down again. This time we contain him. Josh Collins coming in there. And again, NCHSAA Uford in there, 53 again in there, talking about that freshman again, Trenton Jones. So you get a lot of guys in the backfield, Coach. Hey, you start running out of room.
Yeah, and that young man is just running around there, back there, literally like a jackrabbit, and he's making it hard. But we're making it a little harder on ourselves by taking shots at him. I'm serious. If you just set your feet down, he's coming to you.
3rd down and 11 now. Again, he's back to throw, throws it down the right side. Going to be up for grabs. There's big number 3. He's got it. Tries to break loose. We got 2 guys on him, force him out of bounds, but it's going to be a first down.
Yeah, Joe had his back turned to him, and just as he turned back around, 3 went up and got it.
He did. And again, he's just he's hard to cover because he's 6'3", 220, and can jump.
Yeah, and he can run. I mean, he just runs himself open.
He really does. As we mentioned last week, this kid had 10 receptions, 245 yards. That's a crazy game.
Yeah. We got trips up to the wide side of the field now. Got a different quarterback.
First down and 10. Back to throw, back to throw. Going to be up for grabs again. There he is again, but it's going to be picked off. This time it was undercut. Yep. And is that Josh Collins?
That's Reese.
That's Reese Winchester with the pick.
Reese was breaking on it the last time, but it was out here to the wide side of the field, and he couldn't get here in time. But with it being to the shorter side of the field, Reese had plenty of time to make that break and go up and get that ball.
He did, and also over there helping him out on the coverage was Joe Glaspie. He kind of had him on the backside.
Yeah.
So that was good coverage.
Yeah, Joe has him pretty much man-to-man, and what Reese is playing is that zone, that deep, too deep zone, and all he's trying to do is give Joe all the help he can. So
now at the 1-yard line, our Maroon Devils have to be very careful here with really keeping possession of that football. We're going to run basically kind of out of the power set, just trying to run it straight ahead to get us a little breathing room.
Yeah, run the quarterback sneak right there. I believe that was Reese that was up under.
So again, 7:06 to play, but boy, Coach, again, right here now they're going to spot it at the 3-yard line. We got a couple of yards. You just got to protect the ball.
Yeah, protect the ball. Don't turn it over right here whatsoever. And that's difficult. That's easier said than done. Yeah. When you're running quarterback sneaks and doing stuff like that, because those defensive linemen are pounding down on your center, and he's got to be really focused about getting that snap up into that quarterback's hands.
And that guy across from him is a 300-pounder. Oh, the ball is loose in the end zone. That's going to be a safety.
Yeah,
safety. That's going to be a safety. As we dropped it, we got on it, so we avoided giving up a touchdown, but we give up 2 points, and we got to give the ball back.
Yeah, now we got to kick it off to him. Yeah.
And that's what we were just talking about, literally. Got to be so careful with the football down there.
Yeah, and I'm not real sure what the play call was, who was wrong back there, but they ended up running into each other and the ball just popping right down onto the ground. And when you have to fall on it like that, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it stings right now with a 26-8 score. That gives the Phoenix a 2-point safety. But again, we've got to kick the ball back to them now with a free kick. with 6:34 to play. And again, and if my math is right, an 18-point lead. That's still 3 scores.
Yeah, it's still 3 scores. But
Yeah.
You see how they're doing this thing, and where we have to kick it from. They're going to have good field position.
Oh, yes.
They're going to have great field position as we come back on the field.
I look for Josh Collins to punt it because, again, it's a free kick.
Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen,
Yeah.
and that's a good thing.
Yeah, he's our best long-distance kicker, if you will. And, of course, back deep, some very dangerous return men. One of those is going to be over here on the right side, number 3, back to return. And also back there bringing it back is going to be Amare Fison. And number 11, he's got the quickness. Here it goes at the 40. We finally bring him down at the 36-yard line where the Phoenix will have it first down and 10.
I believe that's Frost again on that tackle over there, it looked like.
Yep, Brandon has been a busy man here tonight.
He has. He's upped his game in the second half of this season. He's learned a whole lot. He's been out there enough under these lights, and he's used to it, and he's used to making big plays.
He really is. He's around the football.
Yeah. All right, we got 3 split out here wide now with the trip side to the wide side of the field. No backs in the backfield. Now that's an illegal formation. That inside receiver is covered if they throw that ball.
They throw it out to the right side, and he's going to run out of running room. This time, good coverage as we kind of force the play to the sideline.
Yeah, Josh got there in a hurry.
Yep, he and
came
Southard's.
Yeah,
check that 81. That's Bogdanovich.
Big Bo, yeah, he came off the edge there, and they're both linebackers on the same side. Now they got to get somebody in for Bo. Bo's got a cramp or something.
Yeah, he's going to limp off a little bit, so we've got to get now coming into the game. It's going to be Malachi Cochran, 34.
Yeah, going to put Collins to the outside and put Malachi in the center.
Here comes the quarterback.
Got to come and get him.
Penalty flag, probably a hold.
It is a hold, most definitely.
Because we brought some guys, and we've been putting pressure on the quarterback pretty much all night, Coach.
Yeah, he's so elusive, man. It just you hold your breath when he's got the ball. He's kind of scary.
Yeah, holding call. That's going to back them up again, and they've had several holding calls. Of course, we're forcing some of those by putting pressure on him. Now with 5:47 to play and the clock running out on Winston Salem Prep.
And Coach Holt's discussing with the head official here whether to take that penalty or not because it gives them a down back. If they're
gonna make him walk it off.
Yeah.
So now the ball is going to be marked off from about the line of scrimmage, which is going to put it back near midfield. Nope, just 10 yards back to the 46-yard line.
And it makes it second down still.
Yep.
And that's what Coach Holt was debating, whether to make it third and 10 or
second and 21.
Long. Yeah.
Long way to go, but again, they can get those yards in a hurry. Covington back to throw again. He's in trouble again, and Josh Collins with a big sack all the way back at the 38-yard line.
Good blitz call by Coach Holt there to bring him off the edge.
Man.
There's a point in time when you get them back right there to get and here again, now we just guard against the big play. And find number 3, whatever you do, you better know exactly where he's at.
He's the go-to guy. We are playing some deep guys. We've got Reese Winchester back here, Joe Glaspie. And again, kind of a 3-man deep zone back here, Coach.
Yeah, what it is Glaspie, he's going to be in man coverage, but he's going to be lined up deeper. Now, he's trying to tell Jenkins on the other side of the field, he's yours this time. You stay with him.
Yeah, now we got McCulloch back deep as well.
That's right. He's playing in the center. Reese is going to cheat over, and there the ball's coming out to 3 again, and all he's going to try to do is make us look bad out there.
Yeah, we got numbers on him.
Yeah, we got numbers this time.
Good coverage over there. Blake Sane, a bunch of guys over there.
Blake saw it the whole way. He went out there, gathered his feet under him. If you notice how Blake made that tackle, him and Frost, they didn't take a shot at him. They just got up on him, put their bodies on him, and took him to the ground.
That's it. Again, good work on the defense. 4th down now. And they're in a situation where they have to go for it with 4:20 to play. They're just trying to pull a rabbit out of the hat here, down 26-8.
Here's your vertical routes. They're probably going to go with 4 vertical routes.
Yep. 4 of them deep. And it's going to be up for grabs. It's going to be picked off. He threw it too far, and nobody was back there except our deep safety man, and Reese Winchester is going to bring it back He's trying to stay in bounds, and there's a late penalty flag back upfield.
Yeah, I'm not real sure what that was or who it's on.
It's probably either a block in the back or a hold back here as Reese Winchester, again, the ball just thrown too far downfield, and Reese picked it off.
Yeah.
They tried to go for the deep ball.
Yeah, they were just trying to get it all there in one big chunk. And now we'll see what this penalty is here.
It kind of looked like a block in the back, but we'll see if it's there, number 52.
Yeah, you try to tell your players once you intercept, if you intercept and you see your team's intercepted, you don't block anybody anywhere else but right up in their front numbers. You don't run it behind anybody because all they have to do is stop real quick. You'll run into their back.
Oh, it's going to be a personal foul face mask on us, and then an offsetting penalty against the Phoenix. So looks like it's going to be an offset.
Well, if it's an offset, we get the ball right back where we returned it to,
Yep.
and that's all I can say about that.
That's it. Because it looks like both penalties were after the ball changed hands.
After it changed hands. So once it's a moot point. It's our ball.
Right.
At where we ran it to if it's offsetting penalties. Yeah, we don't know really. Yeah, I'm always scared when they gather together like that. I've mentioned that before. When you
Personal
see them
foul.
Yeah.
That one's declined.
How did we target? Did we target someone?
No,
is that a targeting call?
No, that's not a targeting call.
What is that call he just made? I'm not real sure what that is. Well, it has to be our football because it was post possession. Both penalties came after. Well, how come they're marking ours off and not theirs? I'm confused.
Well, that was an interesting signal he gave.
It's targeting is what he's calling, I'm pretty sure.
It was a personal foul, but I'm not sure what that personal foul signal was.
I'm not either.
I've never seen that personal foul like this.
Well,
That's a new one. That's not on the chart.
Well, don't get me started on the creative officiating either. I've been down that road.
Here we go. The main thing is the Maroon Devils have the football. Here we come out running. Kellen McCulloch. There's a penalty flag. That's going to be a hold, and that'll bring back a nice run out of the backfield.
Looks like it's going to be on our center.
So Kellen with a good run. That would have been a first down, but it's going to come back on the holding call. 3:51 to play, and if our Maroon Devils can pick up 2 or 3 first downs here, this ball game is in the bag. And there is the penalty against the Maroon Devils.
Oh,
and the face mask another offsetting.
They're offsetting, so we replay the down, and, the whole thing gets replayed.
Yep.
It should not be second down.
First down at the line of scrimmage at the 21.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll start over.
Yeah.
Or as they say in the movie Stand By Me, it's a do-over.
Yeah, it's a do-over.
It's a do-over. So, anyway, 1st and 10. Maroon Devils up 26-8 over Winston-Salem Prep. 3:40 to play, fourth quarter and counting. And here we go running again. Basically the same play to Kellen McCulloch.
Exact same play to McCulloch.
And a nice run. Didn't get the first down, but still good run. Leading the way out there blocking was big Braylon Aldridge. Number 54 leading the way out there. And good to give those linemen some credit now and then.
Yeah.
They don't get a whole lot of credit.
No, they don't. And they're in there in the trenches digging it out right now. We've got some younger people in there too, trying to get them some more playing time.
Yep, Braylon's right now actually the center.
Yeah, he's been our center for the last couple of games.
Second down, we need almost 4. And here comes again, McCulloch again.
Yeah.
And he's got the first down this time, I believe, out near the 31-yard line. It should be enough to move those chains. Notice Coach Jenkins, we didn't say sticks.
Yeah. He and I had that conversation again this week. He got a real kick out of that. Yeah.
And I would have to agree he's right.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, he said he just heard enough of that.
Hey, we like it when people get us on the right track.
They do.
Yeah.
Don't worry, somebody will.
That's it.
You go to Ingles enough or a gas station, somebody will get you on the right track.
Oh, yeah.
Same play the other side, same play.
Reese hands off is going to be Kellen again. He got a couple of yards. And again, that clock keeps rolling.
That's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Just keep ticking that clock down. Going to be underneath 2 minutes before the next play's run, and that's what we were shooting for.
Yeah. I know Kellen's getting some good carry time.
Getting some reps
also,
in there.
Looks like number 14, James Arch, is in there getting some playing time as well, a sophomore. As he's in the Maroon Devil huddle. And he's going to come out here wide to the left side this time. So James getting some playing time. Again, just a couple of new twists in the offense. 2nd down and 8 coming up out of the eye. Bunch of guys up in the box for now, the Phoenix.
Same play again to this side.
Yeah, here comes McCulloch out to the 45, and he's got another big first down at the 48-yard line. I tell you, Kellen McCulloch has an extra gear.
Yeah, he's finding it right here just a little bit. Earlier in the ball game, he was cutting it back too soon. This is all designed off-tackle plays, and we're just blocking it the same way, just running it one side and then the other.
Yeah, this one's all over, but the final countdown, 1:13 and counting, 26-8. Maroon Devils getting ready to play at Thomasville next Friday night. Bunch of guys in the box again now for the Phoenix. And here comes Kellen McCulloch again, running to the left side, lowers his head. He's forced out of bounds. This time it'll stop the clock, but he picks up about 7 or 8 yards. They're gonna spot it at about the 44. So time for just 2 more plays, and that should do it.
Yeah. We're doing a good job of hanging on the ball here, just running the clock.
And looks like Cherokee has won. Robbinsville has won. Robbinsville will play Cherokee next Friday night, we understand. So that one's kind of in the books. Cherokee won 28-21, a final. Murphy won 49-20, a final. And our Maroon Devils on the verge of finalizing a win here, but a whistle is going to slow it down just a little bit.
I think that was a delay call right there. We waited just a little bit too long to get that. The clock hadn't started. We just took too long getting the play called. And no, let's see here. No, that was an illegal substitution. That's on. I stand. I wasn't even looking at the play clock. That's on me. I screwed that one up.
One thing about it, the Smoky Mountain Conference has now knocked out Cherryville and Starmount, so they're done for the year. Robbinsville and Cherokee will move on after those 2 wins.
Victory formation.
Yes.
May have to take one more snap.
One more snap. And Murphy has won, so Murphy, I'm just looking at the bracket here.
Mm-hmm.
They will move on. Not sure who they'll play, either East Wilkes or Thomas Jefferson. Andrews will move on. Not sure who they will play, either Mountain Island Charter or Bessemer City. And at least Andrews doesn't have to go to Bessemer City.
Yeah,
exactly. I hope we don't either.
Oh, Lord.
Not my favorite place to play, Coach.
Nope, not mine either.
That's the final play, fans. That's going to wrap it up here tonight. And, Coach, we saw some mistakes. We saw some turnovers. We saw some penalties. We saw some things we can get better at. But, hey, we saw the Maroon Devils contain Winston-Salem Prep enough to get the win.
Yeah, and with their talent, I mean, my hat's off to Coach Holt and the rest of the staff. I mean, they put in a week's work of just keeping their athletes under control out there because watching them on film, they were so athletic, so explosive.
Yeah.
And they were making things happen right and left, offensively, defensively, kicking game, and they caused a lot of turnovers against some of their opponents by running, get to the football when somebody tried to throw it, banging into people when they and stripping the football. So it caused a lot of different problems for them. But my hat's off to them for their preparation, how much time they put into what they were trying to do during this ball game.
So no question about it. Now, as we know, our Maroon Devils are going to be playing down at Thomasville, and Thomasville has a lot of tradition, a lot of winning football in their past. So they're a school that knows how to win, obviously, being a number 3 seed. So we're going to be looking at a different animal next week, Coach, because Thomasville is not the same type of football that we saw tonight.
No. What we're going to see is a rock'em sock'em robot affair. They're going
physical.
It's going to be very physical. They're going to be very well coached, and it's going to be one of those things that it will be a dogfight for us to try. And the big thing is, let's be realistic about it. We've got to be able to stand toe-to-toe with them and take some punches, but to give out some punches.
Yeah.
But we got to be able to take some against a team like that.
And one thing we can't do that we did tonight, we can't turn the ball over.
Turnovers are deadly.
Yeah.
And Thomasville will be one of those ball control teams.
Yes.
They will be.
So you don't want to give them the ball because it's hard to get it back.
You won't get it back very many times.
And fans, we want to again thank Michael Watson at Smoky Mountain Power Wash. Michael, of course, one of our assistant coaches down there, a great Maroon Devil quarterback in his own right. And we appreciate him coming up with a nice chunk of money to get this game on live tonight.
Oh, yeah, and we're proud of that, and we're glad we got to go live tonight. It's been a while. It's been several moons since we've been able to do this live. So, we appreciate Michael and his contribution.
No doubt. Fans, hopefully join us again next Friday. We hope to be on live again. We'll be down at Thomasville, North Carolina, and we'll bring you more football. Congratulations to Coach Sherman Holt and the Maroon Devils. Our final score again, 26-8. Moving on to the second round. Join us again next Friday here on the Maroon Devils Network.
Hello, viewers. My name is Audrey Zelinka, and I'm one of your student correspondents with the Maroon Devils Network. This channel was created in 2014, and since then we've had over 430,000 views, but more than 75% of those have been non-subscribers. Right now our channel has a little over 2,400 subscribers, but we want to reach a goal of 5,000. To help us do this, you can like, subscribe, and share our videos. Thank you for watching the Maroon Devils Network.